Just calm down, Ricky. Just calm down. Calm yourself. Calm your face. What's going on? Welcome. Order 42. That's me. You're here. I'm here. Let's go. How's it going, guys? You're calm? Good. It's good. It's good that you're calm. Ninjinzu was first again. Look. I mean, you guys are gonna have to wake up earlier to beat Ninjinzu here. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, there's Ricky, there's Shozama, there's Robert Rivera, there's Cosma. It's good to see you guys. Good to see you. What's going on? What's new? Great weekend? You had a great weekend? That's good. What happened? Did you... I was going to make up something, but I can't think of anything. But thank you. Thank you for being here. As always, why is my driving on? My driving focus? I'm not driving. I'm here. I'm here, which means that doesn't need to be on. I didn't even go anywhere till since last night. What's going on? But yeah, it's hot here. Got up to 101 degrees today, which is like, I don't know. What is that in the Celsius? That is 38.33 degrees Celsius. That's what it got up to today. With a heat index of 105. Steve, how's it going, Steve? I think it's your first time here. Welcome. Good to see you. I mean, we're just here doing the thing. What's up with you? A hearty good day indeed to the 42 crew. Spent $200 Target gift card, got an Apple TV new generation for $20. Spent time sweating outside. I don't sweat much. All around great weekend. Well, that sounds good. Apple TV's good, man. Look, I know a lot of people just don't like Apple stuff, but I love mine. And the fact that I have a Mac and an iPhone, all that stuff works together. So if I want to just, hey, look at this on my phone, and I can just throw it up to the Apple TV real fast. Bam. Done. If I want to stream something from my Mac to my Apple TV to watch in there with 5.1, I can do that. It's awesome. It's good. It's good stuff. But hey, it's also got all the other stuff too, which is great. But yeah, $20 for a new Apple TV is I'm just gonna say not bad, not bad at all. Now here's the thing, it's been a while, but we have a liquid poll. We have a liquid poll up right now. In fact, I don't even know. It's in the chat, right? So if you want to vote, vote. Vote on the flavor that we're going to try. We're going to put it in this guy. Look at that. Look at that wick job. Hell of a wick job. I'm telling you. But we're going to try one of 3 flavors. Okay? First up is Coconut Cream by Suicide Bunny. Now, look, I got to be honest. I'm not crazy about the name. But Suicide Bunny has been one of the OG juice manufacturers. Like they've been around for years and years and years. Now I tried their whole line back in the day, but they changed things, and I haven't tried them since. But they've got the new labels, which I think they're kind of cool. So I figure, hey, let's try it. So Coconut Cream, which is winning right now. Then we've got Squeezed Mixed Berries. I don't believe I've tried this one. I might have. I don't know. Maybe. I don't think so, though. And then, this one's a brand new one as well. Mr. Custard. Strawberry Vanilla Custard. So yeah, those are your choices. Those 3. So, make your choice. In fact, I could probably find out if I'd tried that mixed berries before, right? Couldn't I? Isn't that possible? It's possible, right? Why do I have so many emails? What? From June? I've read all those. I've read all of these. So let's just get rid of those. Okay. And then let's just search Let's see. Um, hmm. Okay, so Squeezed, this same company, I've tried the watermelon strawberry, and if I remember correctly, it was good. Oh, I have tried that one before. Dang. It's one of the ones that I bought recently. I thought, oh, that sounds interesting. I'll try that. Yeah, I've already tried it before. It's a dragon fruit strawberry cream. Look, here's the thing. You're gonna have to understand this about Rob, okay? When it comes to vaping stuff, I typically stay within a certain area. And yeah, I like the dessert type flavors, you know? I'm not huge on like something like this is not something I would typically get. And coconut cream. Coconut cream is one that I probably wouldn't normally get. But hey, that's why we're doing this. This one, this flavor profile I've had many, many times, but I've never tried Mr. Custard. I'm glad it's not like a doctor or anything, because then it would be weird. It would just be weird. But yeah, let's see. Better than running the apps from my TV. I think the CPU of the TV goes crazy with switching to Dolby Vision on super new 4K shows. That is true. And when the Apple TV can handle all of that stuff, it is nice. It is nice. But hey, it's one of those things where, some people like the Chromecasts or whatever, they like the Rokus, and I just say, hey, do what's best, what's best for you. Like me, I want 4K, I want Dolby Vision, and I want something that's going to work with all the rest of my stuff. Apple TV is perfect for me. But they are honestly kind of expensive for what they are. But I think I've bought like 6 of them over the however many years. So it's one of those things. It works. Being in Dallas, I can confirm Rob's statements on this heat. Yes, Steve. It's just been like today was one of those days when I really wanted to go somewhere. And it's when it's this hot, you just don't want to go outside because it's like walking into a dryer, like a dryer that's on full heat. Yeah, it's like walking into that, and it's just not comfortable. It's not good. No option not to vote except close poll. Well, I mean, oh, no option not to vote. Well, you can just not vote. I mean, that's always a possibility. You can just not vote. But right now, coconut cream's winning 67%. Mixed berries doesn't even have a single vote. Not a single vote for this, and I bet you this is probably pretty good because I really enjoyed the last squeezed we tried. But hey, I understand. People are into stuff, into different stuff. Who am I to judge? Sounds like I'm talking about something other than flavors. But anyway, hey, here's to you. And it's man, it's just it's oppressive, is what it is. Yeah, fresh wick. Oh yeah, it's definitely a fresh, nice looking, nice looking wick job. By the way, did anybody see Hot D this weekend? It was a different kind of job on that show, which was kind of shocking. But anyway, yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to try one of these flavors. It sounds like you need one of them there dune outfits for going out in the desert air. That would be a great idea. A great idea. Yeah, a still suit. Yeah, I could do that. It would be great. And Matt Walls, good to see you. Hello, everyone. Just got home from work, and yes, here where I live, it was 101 degrees. Yeah, it was 101 here. It's just awful. Yeah, it's awful. Once July hits, I can never wait until September, and even that first week or so, it can still be around 100. Yeah, it's gonna be a long summer. I just have this feeling that it's gonna be a long summer, especially since we're doing that whole hiking thing. And I don't care who you are, even if it's 80 degrees and humid, it's hard. And so, we've got to train for this thing though. We've got what is that? July, August, September. So about 15 months to train for this rim to rim thing. We got to get going, and we got to start getting. I mean, look, 4 miles is nothing to sneeze at, but rim to rim is 24 miles. That's a lot. That's like way more than like 7 miles. 24 miles in one day. So yeah, it's gonna be a thing. Um, yeah, yeah. And if I had a way to do it, it'd be fun to live stream that and see how. Man, that would just be oof. But yeah, you'll be lucky if I even take a picture because I'm gonna be so laser focused on not dying because that's the main thing. Not dying. That's number one. And the whole thing too is that you have to, you're starting at the top of the rim and then you snake your way down to the canyon floor where it's 20 degrees hotter than it is on the top of the rim. So that's why we're going at the end of September next year, is because it'll be, like hopefully like in the 50s, maybe 60s, and then it'll be 70s, maybe 80s on the floor of the canyon. And then you got to make your way across, dodge scorpions, and I don't know what's in the canyon. I honestly don't know. I haven't thought about that. I'm more worried about the sun, you know? But yeah, make your way across the canyon, then have to snake your way up the other side. So think about that. You've gone, let's say, 22 miles, and then you've got to walk up this snaking thing. That's gonna be interesting. And but I'm also like really excited for it, because it's gonna be like this weird stamina test and this mental test. And I'm one of those where, especially after all the weird crap I've been through, it's like this is exciting. Utah, give me two. Meatball subs, man. And courageous. I don't know about that. Clips from the debate. I don't. Yeah, we're not talking politics here, okay? And if we are, it's going to be very brief. As in, I don't like either one of them. So there you go. Politics rant done. So yeah, this one's just the raspberry pot. No, what was it? Raspberry cheesecake is what's in here. It's tasty. I work for Pepsi. My new job I have to do now requires me to walk 10 miles in a day. I have to fill drink coolers all day, and both of the hospitals I go to, the AC is struggling. I bet. Wow, that's a lot. So the most I've ever done in a day is probably that one day when I did the 7.6 mile hike. But then when we got back, everybody rested for a while, and then we did another walk around the park. I don't know how much we walked that day, but it was a lot. Um, but 7.6 miles on I would say, it's like 20% moderate, and then the other 80% was pretty standard, like regular walking through a forest kind of thing. But I'm excited. I'm excited to try this Grand Canyon thing. But we got a lot of ways to go. Why am I on Top Chat? Why? Did I miss anybody? If I did, I apologize. And Robert, yes, man, Alien Romulus, man, I am pumped. I am pumped. You know what? There's something here. You know what? While we're sitting here talking and chatting, I'm going to try to get this set up because this is something that I forgot that I was going to do. Let me see if I can do this. Let's see, make a folder. Let's call it nothing. And let's do this and this. And then wait, can I? We can't really do that. Okay. Okay. So let's do this. I don't know if anything happened. Did anything happen? Did you guys see anything? I hope not. Is it? Oh, it did. I think it did a thing. Okay, so let's do this. That. Okay, that's really large. I didn't mean for it to be that big. That's what someone said. I don't know. Okay, let's do. Hold on. Hold on now. Let's do this. Let's go over to this. No, this. And then let's hit this. And let's do that. And then let's see. Okay, that's hard to. I can't see. There we go. Um, I, this is a problem. This is a problem. I can't see. Okay, that should do it. I think. Okay, all done. All done. Let's see. I can wait. Yes, I can because you have to. That's true. That's all true. And that's one of those things I keep saying, man. Think about what you're saying. Hyperbole, right? We do that a lot. Yeah. Hot D is real good this season. Feels like a significant step up from season 1 to me. And yes, the job on the recent episode was a surprise even for an HBO show. Yeah. But the thing is episode 3 in particular felt like a slower episode, a setup episode, but that last scene, and I'm not even going to say anything. If you haven't seen it, I'm not going to say anything. Okay? But that last scene, fantastic. And what was it? A conversation. How can a conversation be that gripping? Because great storytelling. Great storytelling, great writing and acting together means we benefit, you know? That's good stuff. I loved it. So, yeah. Yeah. It's good stuff. Do we want to start with some news first? Let's start with a little bit of news. A little bit, and then we'll come back to it. First up, I just want to say this. Inside Out 2 becomes the first movie of 2024 to hit $1 billion. In 3 weekends, Inside Out 2 made $1 billion globally. It's the fastest animated movie to ever get to $1 billion. That is nuts. I mean, like I said, I've said it before. I liked Inside Out 2 quite a bit. But wow. I mean, it's just the right movie at the right time. I mean, congratulations, you know? But it's a great thing if you love the movies, if you love going to see movies. Man, that's really, really good. That's really, really good. And then, of course, you know, I was complaining because when I went and saw Horizon on Thursday, I got a water. And it was $5.50 for a water, a bottle of water. But you know what? It's kind of one of those things. You kind of feel like, yeah, it's part of the deal, right? If you want to support the theaters, which I do, even though they're showing me in a 3-hour movie, they're showing me 30 minutes worth of commercials and trailers I've already seen. Which, look, hey, it's frustrating to me. It's frustrating to me, you know? They actually, like, what? Not going to the theater for a $5 water? Hey. But yeah, it's yeah. Is it still fastest when adjusted for inflation? I'm not sure. But even adjusted for inflation, it's crazy impressive. It's crazy impressive. I don't know. That's actually an interesting. I don't know. I don't know that for a fact. Um, I mean, I don't know about it being meaningless though. It's not meaningless. Because the thing is Inside Out 2 isn't one of those movies that's playing in. Is it playing in IMAX? I don't think so. I'm sure there's probably large format theaters that it's playing in, which means that you're paying more. But I wouldn't think that a movie like this would be one of those that is, like for example, Furiosa, yeah, XD screens and the IMAX screens, sure. Inside Out 2 is not one of those. But still, it's impressive nonetheless. And of course, we had, let's see, Quiet Place day 1, which, look, I don't even know if I've seen the second one. It's not that I don't like it. It's just not, it doesn't really, doesn't get me going. You know what I mean? I'm not excited about it. But look, it came in second place. It came in second place right behind Inside Out 2, like very, very close to Inside Out 2. What were I wonder if they put the final, let's see, weekend. July, no, June 28th through the 30th. Yeah, really, really close. So 57.5 million for Inside Out 2, 52.2 for Quiet Place Day 1, and in third place, Horizon, An American Saga Chapter 1. Now here's the thing. I want to bring this up because for some reason my Horizon video is at least for me going kind of ham. All right? I don't usually get over 500 views for a review that I do. This is at like 1700, something like that. What is it at now? Let's see. Come on. You were right there. It is at 1,759, which is kind of crazy. Kind of crazy for me, for a channel like mine, the size of mine. It's kind of nuts. But here's the thing. It's a weird movie because I know that there's going to be a lot of people that go, a 3-hour Western? No thanks. But man, I really enjoyed it. I had a great time. And I'm really looking forward to part 2. The only problem is part 2 comes out the same day that Alien Romulus does. So, oof, because look, I'm rooting for Kevin Costner, right? I've always liked his movies. His directed movies have always been, pretty dang good. I haven't seen The Postman or Wyatt Earp in a long time. I remember The Postman being not great, but all of his other movies I really enjoy. Dancing with Wolves, Open Range, fantastic, So yeah, it's a weird situation that we find ourselves in. If you're a fan of Kevin Costner, you want to support the movie that he has apparently been pitching since 1988. Yeah, I want to support this. And the great thing is this movie feels like a culmination of everything he's learned, from that first big role that he had in Silverado in 1985 all the way up to now. It's a fun one. Show Waterworld some respect. He didn't direct Waterworld. Kevin Reynolds directed Waterworld. So that one doesn't count. Wraith. Welcome, by the way. Good to see you. But yeah. So yeah, it's I'm excited. I'm excited for him. I'm hoping that the movie has some legs, that some of the, because look, I don't know about you, anybody else that went and saw Horizon this weekend, but mine was full. I think I was like the third youngest person in the theater. I'm no spring chicken. So I'm hoping a lot of those older people will tell, their friends and family to, hey, go see it, because I think that movie deserves it. Beautifully shot. Beautifully shot. And it's shot in Utah. It's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous movie. And it's like, it's one thing to say, well, okay, well, this seems like a TV series. Okay, well, here's the thing. You've got a really in my opinion, a top-notch storytelling, not done on a set, not done on, and it's not in one little place. This is out on location. These beautiful vistas. It's great. It's great. I love it. I love it. Okay? So, and the more that I think about it, the more I like it. But there you go. Yeah, but I see Waterworld is fine. It's not a bad movie. It's not a great movie. It's just there for me. I mean, it's a thing. It's like it's, there's a lot of movies like that for me. In fact, if Filbert ever shows up tonight, if he does, and I'm not, and if he's here, kind of in the, whatever, uh, you know, in the bushes, just kind of peeking over, which is fine. He doesn't need to chat. But Filbert brought up a great topic that I think we should cover tonight. Yeah, I think so. Let's see. I usually wait to eat a proper meal and drink after the movies. I rarely get soda and popcorn. Yeah, I don't typically get that stuff either, but this is, Horizon's a 3-hour movie, And I'm super crazy Crohn's boy without a large intestine. So I need my water, I need to stay hydrated. So yeah, I had to get a water. So hear me out. Why don't theaters just have buffets? I know they're not popular anymore, but what they give you a set price, say $35, and you can get as much food as you want before you see a movie. I mean, there's so many different things that they could try to get there, but I don't know. I don't know about that one. That seems like that right there is probably a that might be worth it for some people. Yeah. But I don't know, man. It's tough. Like how do you break down how much of that price goes toward, the ticket price? Or do you just kind of, I don't know. It's a neat idea. I'm with you regarding Quiet Place series. Well, it's not that it's bad. I enjoyed the first one, but I just don't know if I need to see the second one, or the third one. But we'll see. Double feature. Wait, no, it just double feature then could take a lunch break. Oh, right, right. I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Dance with Wolves is my favorite movie. Made me cry by the end. I'll tell you what, that movie is very moving. And a lot of people are like, man, that movie's so long. I prefer the longer extended version. Don't I own that on Blu-ray? Is that available on 4K? I don't think it is. I don't think it is yet. Don't I own that? Yeah, hold on. Yeah, 55 minutes of additional scenes on this Blu-ray. Which is why I bought it. So it's got both. I think it's got both versions. Yeah, Dance with Wolves extended edition in high definition. Does it not have the original? I can't remember. It just says extended version. But that's the one I prefer anyway. I thought I had both versions. Maybe I. Okay, I don't see it on DVD. Doesn't matter. But yeah, 234 minutes, which is 180 is 3 hours, so that's, what did I just say? 234, so that's 54 minutes longer. I love this movie. I think it's great. And Open Range, I have that on Blu-ray, don't I? I know I own it. I can't remember if it's DVD or Blu-ray though. I don't see it. I wonder if it's still in the box to go on the shelf. You know what I'm saying? The shorts that I. Does anybody? I can't see it. I can't see it. What's that from? I can't see him. Anyway, yeah, I want to see Horizon. Yeah, it's. I mean, I think it's. If you're look, here's the thing. The thing that you have to keep in mind. There's a couple of things to keep in mind. This is what I said in my review. First, you have to love westerns, right? You have to be willing to let a lot of westerns, especially older westerns, they take a lot of time to set up things. So you have to be willing to just sit there and just take it in. And when suddenly it seems like, okay, who are all these new people? Just know there's going to be different groups of people that you're going to be following. And you also have to be comfortable with the fact that since this is part 1, they're not all going to intersect yet. And I think that's why a lot of critics don't like it. Is by the end of it, there's no real coming together yet. There's this storyline, there's this storyline, there's this storyline, and possibly a few other ones, right? And some of them feel like, okay, you can kind of see where they're going to connect, but you don't get to see that. And then the movie's over, and it shows you a preview for the next movie. And the preview is awesome. It's really good. It's like really good. So yeah, I mean that's kind of the way it is. And I mean like Kevin Costner himself doesn't show up until like an hour in. And I mean that's not really I mean I guess that kind of is a spoiler, but look, I love it. Okay, so there you go. We know you aren't a chicken because you're a human. That's true, Ricky. Thank you. Thank you for telling me that. I'm way behind already. Hi, welcome to Order 42, where I go off on little tangents and I get behind in the chat. That's the way it goes. Dennis Hopper graces the screen in Waterworld, so it's 10 out of 10 by default. Now, look, I mean, you could also say, hey, Jack Black's in there too. You know? Gene Triplehorn. Huh? Yeah, Gene Triplehorn. Quite the hottie back then, right? I understand. If you like Waterworld, I'm not saying anything bad about it. In fact, I want to say that at one point I did own it on something. I'm pretty sure I own it on DVD, but I don't see it down there. So I may not have it anymore. I may have traded it in at some point. But here's the thing. I enjoyed the movie. It's fine. It's fine. It's just, to me, it's not like, you know, what does Hydration Bear think of Waterworld? What does Hydration Bear, what do you think? He doesn't think anything about it. He basically just says, "Hey, stay hydrated." That's really all Hydration Bear thinks about it. But there you go. I mean, it's meaningless specifically as a comparison. Not that it's meaningless as a number in and of itself. It's still clearly a big, impressive number, and I'm stoked when Pixar does well. But the whole, oh my god, this movie broke a box office record is lazy clickbait reporting if it doesn't supply inflation context. True, but even without the adjusting for inflation, it's doing incredibly well, and it's already almost beating Inside Out, the original Inside Out, domestically in 3 weeks, which is crazy. Now, of course, we have almost a Demolition Man. Despicable Me 4 coming out this weekend, which is going to take a lot of that family viewing audience away from Inside Out 2. So we should see a pretty big drop in Inside Out 2 this weekend. But still, I'm just excited that people are going to see movies. That's really what it comes down to for me. You know, I wish more people went and saw Horizon, but that's fine. Hey, as long as you're there supporting the movie theaters, I'm happy. I'm happy about that. Did I watch Waterworld in the theater? I don't remember seeing Waterworld in the theater. I'm going to say no. When did Waterworld come out? Waterworld. 1995. Okay, that's right in there. Where my friends were working at the theater and stuff. Co-written by Peter Rader and David Toohey. I didn't realize that. Interesting. But no, I don't know if I don't know if I did or not. I don't remember it. But then again, that was when I was I was 19 years old and partying a lot. So I don't remember. it, I'll just say this: if I did, it wasn't a memorable experience for me. Like I liked it, but I'm pretty sure I want to say that I saw that at home on well, it would have been VHS at the time. $35 buffet, hell no. Yeah, but if it included the price of the ticket, I mean, that might be a thing. And an all you can eat, come on. Dancing with Wolves is good, but sheesh, I wish it was shorter. I get bored. Well, see, that's the thing. And wait, Melvor the Great. Did I see Melvor in here? Is Melvor here? I don't see Melvor. Derek, welcome. I don't see Melvor though. Anyway, that scene at the end with Winda's hair up on the cliff shining down at Dunbar, right? Shumani Tutanka Owachi. Dances with hydration bears. And yeah, and they all like this. No. I don't think it would have had the same impact on the zeitgeist if all the bears looked like that. Like Oscars, I don't know if he would have gotten an Oscar for that. But hey, who knows? What about Tin Cup? I actually enjoyed Tin Cup a lot. In fact, there's very few Kevin Costner movies that I can think of that I don't like. For Love of the Game with Kelly Preston, baseball movie, I enjoyed that. Love Tin Cup. I'm not a huge, I know this one's gonna, some people are gonna be hurt by this. I'm not a huge Bull Durham fan. It's fine. But I don't know if it for me, it doesn't reach that same level of greatness as some other movies. Okay. But yeah, there's just, dude, Field of Dreams blows Bull Durham out of the water for me. You know, as far as a baseball movie, a Kevin Costner baseball movie. So, yeah, the music is great. And that's the other thing. The thing that I touched on, I didn't really go that far into it, but that's another thing about Horizon. It feels epic. And it's just a good movie, man. Also props to Kevin Costner for playing a great Jonathan Kent in Man of Steel. All except for the I mean, nobody likes that scene. Is there anybody that likes that scene? Come on. Yes, exactly, Bucho. It's from Dumb and Dumber. Exactly. Rob, have you watched Old Henry yet? Since we're talking about westerns, I have not. What is this movie? 2021. You had me at Tim Blake Nelson. Holy crap! I can watch it on the Roku channel. No, I have not seen this movie. I have not. Tim Blake Nelson, though, man, he is awesome. Okay, so it's available here. You can see it's available Roku and Showtime. It's available to rent, of course, and to buy, but not available to stream except unless you have the Roku channel or Showtime. No, but you know what? Where's my movie list? There it is. God, my list is ridiculous, guys. Ridiculous. And you can kind of see it right there. That's that stack of Shaw Brothers movies that I bought. There's 51 movies there. Yeah, 5-1. So yeah. Matt Walls told me about Old Henry. I'll check it out. This message was posted at 7. That's bull crap. I'm not that far behind. Waterworld wasn't as bad as everyone said it was. Oh, it's not. It's not. But I think, because it it didn't do well at the box office, people automatically think that if a movie doesn't do well, that means it sucks. Sometimes that's true, but sometimes it just means that it hadn't found an audience. Blade Runner 2049 is, to me, one of the best movies of the last 20 years. And it completely bombed at the box office. So, you did hear Demolition Man, yes, because for some reason, I said Demolition Man instead of Despicable Me. So, yes. But, I mean, and Demolition Man, that's a fun movie. That's a good one. Slade's movie, what's going on? How's it going? And Bonobo Juice said, I just heard you didn't like Bull Durham. I seem to have blacked out because I just came to and my house is thrashed. I'm very mad. Whoa. Hey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for those fans of Bull Durham. I think it's fine. It just doesn't have the impact for me as something like Field of Dreams does. That's all I'm saying. In fact, of all the, let's see. Okay. Bull Durham, Field of Dreams, For Love of the Game, Tin Cup. What other sports movies has he done? Because I rank Bull Durham last of those four. It's just my opinion. Just my opinion. From now on, every time Jonathan Kent disagrees with Clark on something in a movie or TV show, he needs to stick his hand up and shake his head in silence. That would be great if they did that, because I guarantee you that's one of those things that would make me personally laugh every time. And that's one of those things where, like, I don't know. Is that a joke that would work for a lot of people? I mean, it would work for me. Squiggles, what's going on? I hope you've been good too. Good to see you. Good to see you here. Don't get spoiled on Old Henry. Just watch out for that. Yeah. It's on my list. I will pretty much forget about it until I go to watch it. Oh my God, there's so many movies on that list. Oh, wait a minute. I just realized you told me about Old Henry a while back. It's up here on the list that I haven't even gotten to. So I'm going to take this bottom one off because it's already on there, up above. That's what happens. Dude, so many freaking movies. Oh, I've already seen. Oh, wait, no, I haven't seen that yet. Zone of Interest is, I think, on Hulu, and I want to see that. American Fiction is on Prime, I believe. Man, there's some interesting movies in here. And Studio Ghibli. Ghibli? Why do I do this every time? Why? I want to watch a lot of those. You got Spencer Shazama and Carbonite telling me about that. So there you go. I didn't like Bull Durham either. Okay, well, there you go. And A Styles 28. Welcome. Good to see you. What's going on with you? What's new with you? You know what? Let me show you a pickup. It's the only real pickup that I have this week. I don't have any Blu-rays on order. I don't have this is one of those kind of dry weeks where there's no movies coming out that I'm dying to see. There's no Blu-rays releasing this week that I'm dying to have. But I bought something because here's the thing. I'm sort of on a mission to take in some things that I have never taken in before. Right? Like I want to get more into, because I mean, like you could say, oh, Tolkien, that's fantasy, sci-fi, fantasy, whatever you want to call that. But I want to get into more medieval stuff. So I'm reading Lamort d'Arthur right now, right? So that's one thing I'm doing. I'm doing that. But I also, after I saw Double Indemnity, and especially after Shozama told me about Out of the Past, great freaking noir movies, both of those, okay? But ever since then, I've been kind of thinking, I want to get into some noir stuff. And every time I look at something, the name Dashiell Hammett comes up. So, I bought a box set. A box set of Dashiell Hammett. The complete novels and the collected stories and other writings. Now, if you look at this, it's in pretty good shape. I got it from Half Price Books. This is a $70 set on Amazon. and I got it for a little over 40 because I don't know why. I don't know why they price it at 40 like in their stores, but if you order it online and because this came from like Virginia or something like that, for whatever reason it was $4 more. But there you go. So yeah, this is the pickup of the week. And here's the complete novels: Red Harvest, The Dane Curse, The Maltese Falcon, The Glass Key, and The Thin Man. Look at that. And these are in great shape for being used. What is this? Huh. The Library of America is a nonprofit cultural institution that preserves our nation's literary heritage by publishing, promoting, and keeping permanently in print authoritative editions of America's best and most significant writing. Each year, the library adds new volumes, blah, blah, blah. That's pretty cool. So this is the, hey, if you want to know about that, you can send that in. But yeah, they're beautiful editions, like vintage, with a freaking, ribbon bookmark. I mean, these are nice. And especially since I got it for pretty much half price, I'm happy. I'm happy. So these are going to be something that I'm going to be reading very soon. I mean, not tomorrow, because I'm still reading the Morton Arthur, and I've still got quite the list of books. My book list is almost as crazy as my movie list. It's not as crazy, but it's very crazy. So there you go. Never seen any of those. Any of what? Oh, any of those movies. Gotcha. The base or the sports movies. Yeah, they're great. Yeah. I like For Love of the Game quite a lot. Tin Cup is amazing. Yeah, it's a great movie. You know what I'm saying. If you've seen Tin Cup, you know when he just puts out the hand and you're just like, oh man. You know? But seriously, great movie. It's so much fun. League of Their Own. I mean, yeah, that's a baseball movie, but that's not with Kevin Costner. I was thinking of sports movies with Kevin Costner. I mean, we could probably look that up, right? Kevin Costner sports movies. For Love of the Game, Draft Day, McFarland USA, American Flyers. The Upside of Anger, is that a like what? The Art of Racing in the Rain. Look, I don't know these movies, but here's the list. When I just pulled it up on in the old Google there. So yeah, I forgot about Draft Day. I think most people probably forgot about Draft Day. If you know what I mean. I don't know if Molly's Game counts as a sports movie. I mean, it's poker, right? But I don't know if that's. But there you go. Squigs needs to get on his movie game. He didn't see the Alien movies. Hey, but he's working on it. Angels in the Outfield, not Kevin Costner though. There you go. I saw the new Costner movie, long but good, but part one, brass balls that, right, Phil? Phil, I mean, and it's even more interesting since you're from jolly old England. How does that play? Like, how do westerns play over there? Is it like kind of a very detached feeling, with that, or is it like, do you just get into it just like any other movie? I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, and it's quite the risk. But yeah, I think Draft Day was pretty decent. No, there you go. See, I don't know if I've seen that. Draft Day, he plays a GM in American Flyers. His early Costner, he plays a bike racer. Cool early '80s synth soundtrack. Yeah, I've never seen that one. Who's in that one? Does it say? From 1985. John Badham. I knew I'd recognize it because John Badham directed War Games. War Games is a good. Uh, where's the freaking cast? Okay, David Marshall Grant, Radon Chong, Alexandra Paul, Luca Berkovici, Janice Rule. I mean, I know Radon Chong, I know Alexander Paul, but I don't know anybody else. Wow. Wow. Okay, $8.5 million budget. Okay, this is 1985, right? $8.5 million budget. Box office 1.42 million. Wow. Card games are sports for the mind. Hey, and I agree with you. I agree with you, but I don't know if that would count. I don't know. Like poker movies don't seem to. I don't know. I mean, I guess they put the World Poker Tour and stuff used to be on ESPN and stuff, right? But or not, or was it the World Series that they put on there, or the World Series of Poker? Either way, I used to love watching those. I actually miss what was it, Poker After Dark? I used to love that show because you'd get one episode a day for the week, and that whole week would be like one tournament, sort of, for the week. And it'd be different poker players coming in and out. And I really enjoyed watching that. But I don't know. Ever since Rounders, man, Rounders destroyed me for a while. I just super got into poker, and I feel like I could be a pretty good Texas Hold'em player. But I don't know. I don't know. But it's good. Yeah. Angels in the Outfield is pretty chill. I don't know if I've ever seen that one. Is that the Christopher Lloyd? It's been too long. It's been too long since I worked at Blockbuster and can see the Angels. Yeah, Tony Danza, Christopher Lloyd, Danny Glover. Hold me closer, Tony Danza. Let's see. Dance with Wolves is very popular here. Westerns play well as it's cowboys, etc. Okay, I didn't realize that. Interesting. And it was funny because I remember when Leon was here and we went down to the stockyards in downtown Fort Worth. He was all like, "Wow, this is so cool." And I'm like, "Really? This is like okay, like it I just kind of grew up with this, so I don't know, it's weird." But yeah, I've been leaning too much into nonfiction reading lately, but just restarted bringing more fiction to the party again a couple of weeks ago. And even being a noir guy, I've actually only read 2 of Hammett's novels, Maltese Falcon and The Thin Man, and a few of his short stories. Well, like I said, I'm gonna make my way through all of this just so I can, because the whole thing is I'm trying to absorb some of this stuff because I have story. I wouldn't say that I have a story idea when it comes to a noir, or even like a fantasy like Lamar D'Arthur, but I want to. And I think if I absorb a little bit more of it, I'll get some ideas. I mean, I have 2 ideas right now. One's a one's a western and one's a sort of a sci-fi thing. But those 2 ideas I'm still brewing on, and building. You're breaking the story as it were. So yeah. Uh the movie is super cheese and okay. Well, there you go. Clark leaves his room wearing red boxers and Jonathan Kent tells him to put his pants on, so he comes out again with the boxers over his pants, then sticks his hand up and shakes his head in silence. Sounds like that could be one of those YouTube videos, one of those meme kind of videos. Just Clark doing stupid crap. Or not stupid crap, because I mean, technically that's what Superman does, right? Wears the boxers or the underwear outside the pants, and he just keeps. Yeah. That would be kind of funny. Love watching poker in the 2000s? Yeah. Did you ever play Poker Stars Online? I did not. I never got into the online stuff really much at all. What I would do is I would play it was this computer game that I had way back in the day. And I don't even remember what it was called. But I would very rarely win. And it was one of those things that, like, I remember I played that over and over. Like, I played it a lot, just have the headphones on, listen to music while I played, and I would lose all the time. And then when I went to play real people, I would destroy them, and it was kind of fun. But then I just didn't. I got out of it. Tour with the Three Lions. Saw 2 games, very expensive. It was a good time. Well, there you go. Ray Dawn was my favorite Mortal Kombat character. Ray Dawn. Yeah. I think it's Raiden. Not Ray Dawn, but hey. You do you, Bonobo Juice. Not for England. Okay, y'all are talking sports, and see, that's where you guys are gonna lose me with all this sports talk. You with your sports ball. How are we doing on the why can't I click on the poll? That was weird. Okay. So right now we have 47% for the Suicide Bunny coconut cream, the original flavor. This is the flavor that sort of put them on the map. That's number 1, 47% of the vote. In third place, with 12% of the vote, is Squeezed Mixed Berries. And with 41% of the vote, Strawberry Vanilla Custard in second place. Mr. Custard. That's Mr. Custard to you, okay? No. There's 2 O's in Goose Boys. Tea done. All right. People just chose that flavor because it has tits. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But it was winning before I showed off the bottle. So there you go. I'm a mixed berry guy. I haven't tried any of these. I mean, like I said, I think I've tried this one before back in the day. But again, new recipe, so who knows? It could be terrible. It could be awful. But we're going to find out. We're going to find out. Bonobo Juice. That's right. That's right. Do the Right Thing had its anniversary the other day. How do you feel about that movie and Spike Lee's filmography? Spike Lee is fine. The only movie that I can remember really having an impact on me, and I think it may have been because of how old I was and the sort of the state of the world and all that kind of stuff at the time, the 25th Hour had a pretty large impact on me. But he's an interesting director. He's made many great movies. Do the Right Thing, I saw back in the day. I barely remember it. Again, it might have been in that whole time period where I was I was partying a lot. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really remember that one. But 25th Hour, I remember being really good. And I remember Edward Norton and his rant in the mirror. I remember that being a thing. Let's see. The Five Bloods, I want to see that. I still haven't seen that one. I just never got around to seeing that one. Black Klansman, fantastic movie. Fantastic. I never saw the remake of Old Boy. Inside Man, fine. It was a fine movie. Summer of Sam was good. He Got Game. Clockers. I don't know if I ever saw Clockers. And Malcolm X I've seen. So for me, the standouts for me are Black Klansman and 25th Hour. But yeah, not bad. I mean, he's one of those where and this is just my opinion, but in some there's some times where I feel like he's preaching instead of letting the story tell itself organically. He's sort of he's really trying to get this message across to you, and sometimes it comes off as a bit preachy, but that's just me. Yeah. Uh, let's see. Robbie would only watch football, I mean soccer, if Kevin Costner made a movie about it. And you know, here's the thing. I've watched World Cup before. I've gotten into the World Cup many different years. The problem is now I don't know how I would even watch it, you know, if it came on. Like I don't know, would it be included in one of my streaming services now? I don't know. But I don't know. And you'd watch it too? Okay, well, yeah, there you go. There's two O's in Goose Boys. It's from Dumb and Dumber. Man, Bucho is on fire tonight. Okay. At first, I thought it was Dr. Pepper flavors until I saw custard. Yeah, I mean, this is all for my, you know, my vaping, and that's what it's going on. Is this freshly wicked? It's a little hairy there, you know, for me. Because what you do is you tweeze out the cotton so it wicks better. But yeah, there you go. That's what it's going on. So I'm, you know, excited to try one. And look at this. Out of nowhere, strawberry vanilla custard shoots into the lead with 52% of the vote. Okay. All right. Well, we're going to give it a few more minutes until we get caught up, and then we're going to do this. So whatever wins is whatever wins. All right. Uh, not gonna, I am looming forward to watching Maxine this weekend. See, a lot of people, man, they really want to see this Maxine. And I got to say, I watched X and was like, okay, I can see why people like it. Not really my thing. And I still haven't watched Pearl. But Maxine, I saw the trailer and I go, yep, that looks exactly in the same style of those movies. And sure, those people that love those movies, man, they're going to love this. It's just not, I don't feel like it's for me. So, Summer of Sam was pretty good. Sounds like a damn porno. I mean, yeah, Summer of Sam was pretty good. Melvor the Great is here. Did I hear earlier you were doing a rim to rim challenge? Sounds exhausting and sexy. Yes. Yes, rim to rim. It's not as sexy as it sounds, but it's one side of the Grand Canyon. Snake your way down to the floor of the Grand Canyon, walk across the Grand Canyon, and then walk up the other side. It's a 24-mile hike, traditionally done in one day. Now, you can do it for 2 days, but you have to carry more equipment, which is going to make it harder. So they say your first time that you do this, because, I mean, some people are nuts and want to do it multiple times. But if you do it the first time, that you should do it all in one day. It's going to be easier to do it all in one day. So that's what we're going to do. And that's going to be, that's planned tentatively, but pretty sure it's going to happen next September, the end of next September, which will be my wife and I, our 25th wedding anniversary. So there you go. Not quite as sexy as it may sound. Found Five Blood's a bit of a letdown. Well, I still want to see it. I mean, Delroy Lindo is amazing. And yeah, I heard he was fantastic in it. So, yeah. And Chadwick Boseman. Yeah. Oh, Jonathan Majors. Paul Walter Hauser, who is very soon going to be in all kinds of things. So you better get used to hearing that name. Interesting you say that, Ricky, is the characters in adult film actors trying to break into mainstream movies. And Black Klansman was badass. Yeah. Once his career took off, his agent started calling him Kevin Costmore. because he goes over budget. All right. That's not from Dumb and Dumber, though. Ricky, you're wrong. You're just wrong. That's what it comes from. And Christian VS, welcome. Good to see you. Uh, Dude made Waterworld. Yes. Well, I mean, him and Kevin Reynolds were pretty much buddies, and there's a lot of talk that Kevin Costner stepped in and directed some of Waterworld. But, I mean, if we're just looking at the credits, he didn't direct it. So, have you ever thought about filming a book chasing video? You know what's funny? I have. I have done that. I have done such a thing. The problem is, if you think game chasing is difficult, book chasing is even worse. Because, I mean, other than going around and just picking up stuff that's interesting, I mean, I was doing it for this, for my Tolkien search, right? The problem is trying to find an exact printing or an exact edition, you know? Like, for example, I've got The Hobbit right. Can you see that? Can you actually see it? Yeah. So there's The Hobbit right there. There's The Hobbit right there. There's The Hobbit right there. You know what I'm saying? There's multiple ways that you can get The Hobbit. There's Lord of the Rings in one volume. There's Lord of the Rings like this, where there's 3 volumes. And then there's something like this, where you get Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings all in like this little leather volume. It's hard to do that. So, yeah, to try to find an exact one, it's tough. I did it a couple of times just because I wanted to. Um, and that's one thing that I think most people will learn as they continue to be on my channel. I make videos that I want to make. So whatever kind of excites me for that time, that's what I'm doing. And that's for a while there, that's what I was doing. For a couple of weeks, I did book chasing videos and they were fun. But now I pretty much have all the Tolkien stuff I need and a ton of other stuff that I have. My reading list is so ridiculous. Like, did I need to buy this? Did I need to buy this box set, Dashiell Hammett, with all these? No, I didn't. In fact, some might say you shouldn't have bought that because you have so many other books to read. But hey, yeah. So it's basically it's not a thing that it would be hard to keep that going, you know? I tried it to see if it would be a thing. And the more I did it, there were multiple times. Like I completely understand Billy's issue with game chasing video, or the Game Chasers videos, is because so many times you go out and you find nothing. You find absolutely nothing, and you've wasted an entire day driving and walking around and finding stuff. It's difficult. It's a difficult situation. So, yeah. What looks boring to you, Ricky? Rim to rim. Yes. Melvor is still editing that long fabled Toy Chasers episode. Some might say that he never started. Actually, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how far along, if he even started it. I don't know. A little American geography trivia for you guys. The Grand Canyon is so named because it costs $1,000. That's right. You know what? I don't know enough to refute that, so we're just going to let that go. The Five Bloods cast rules. That's part of why it was such a letdown. Ah. Almost done, Phil. Melvor the Great says. Okay. Okay. In that lovely hat of his, the sunglasses. If you start the Page Chasers channel, can I do the voice intro on this episode of the Page Chasers? Actually, what did I call it? I was like, I wanted to call it book chasing or Tolkien chasing. And I think I said Tolkien hunting. What did I call it? I have it right here. Let's see. Oops. I spelled Tolkien wrong. Tolkien. Um, Seeking Tolkien. I did 2. Wow. One of them got 34 views. The other one got 24 views. So, yeah. And meanwhile, I just did the Horizon and 1,700 views. So it's tough. Tough to want to go back to that. And plus, it's. I don't want to be. I knew that was going to be a difficult road, but I wanted to try it. And then when I tried it, I'm like, okay, I don't really care if it gets views. I just want to do it. And the more I did it, the more I realized this is not worth filming. And no one would watch me going into a store and going, nope, they don't have anything. Okay, on to the next one. It's just, and there's only so many places that you can go. You know, so it was tough. It was tough. Book collecting is all about condition, I believe. A minefield. Yes. I mean, you wouldn't believe how many times I found something incredible and it was in terrible shape. And me, it's all about, like, all of these are in pretty damn good shape. The problem is, I think this is hard to do while looking at the screen here, but it's filming. So this green book here, which is kind of hidden right here, this green book and this red book and this blue book, I got in a set on eBay. The problem is they were slightly water damaged, but you can't tell from the outside. And I thought, that's all I care about. I just want it to look good on the shelf, and that's really what I'm buying these for. But now I'm like, I don't really need these. I've read them. I'm good now. I don't need, and you might say, well, Rob, don't you want to ever read those again? Honestly, those first 3, those are tough to get through, man. The Book of Lost Tales 1 and 2 and the Lays of Beleriand, hard to get through. Actually, the Lays were pretty cool because it was basically poems, and I enjoyed that. But yeah, I don't really need them anymore because I also have Kindle versions, and those are so much easier to read. You know, they're so much more convenient. If I'm at the doctor's office waiting and I'm just like, I'm bored, I can pull up my phone and bam, it's right there. I can read it. That's nice. And it's synced to what I've read on my Kindle. You know what I mean? So I don't really need these anymore, you know? So I don't know. I'm probably gonna sell these pretty soon. The History of Middle Earth, the set of 12. So it's basically that green book here. That's tough to do. These, and then there's 2 more green books there. 12 book set. They go for some money. And mine are in pretty good condition. And I try to get first printings when possible. So, anyway. I was talking about Maxine looking boring to me. Robbie. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, it just doesn't appeal to me. But I would buy the Melvor Soccer Mom t-shirt. I believe those will be available soon. In fact, doesn't he do those on his Whatnot streams? So Saturday nights, I think around 9 p.m. Central, he does Whatnot streams, and it's basically like, you know, it's almost like live auctions. And I think you can just buy those on there, if I'm not mistaken. But not sure. Binder chasing. See, the thing is it's tough. Because really, if you want to know the truth, the one that I really wanted was this one. Because I wanted the yellow, and I wanted it to be the hardback thing, right? That's what I wanted. And I have so many copies of The Hobbit. It's ridiculous because I was blind buying them on eBay. Some of them were like $6, $7, and I was like, put it in the cart. It's worth a shot. I have so many copies of The Hobbit, but that one is the closest to the original version of The Hobbit that I read back in 7th grade, which got me into Tolkien. So that's why I wanted that. So Lord of the Rings, when they go out to that boat to the not shown land of light, is that a sort of heaven? It is the Grey Havens. Yes, it is sort of a heaven for elves. For the yes. Yes. Yes, it is. Yeah. Ain't nothing worse than a crusty old book falling apart. Tips on power throughing a book that you're struggling with. Here's my thing. I will just, if I'm just reading it, like right now, Lamort d'Arthur it's a challenging story because it's very matter of fact. There's not a whole lot of setup. Things just happen randomly, you know. Oh, I'm on this quest, and then all of a sudden I've run into this knight who wants to attack me, and there's so many different names and all that kind of stuff. It's very difficult. I just power through it. I just go. Now, what really helps me, especially with a book like The Silmarillion, which was incredibly difficult for me to get into, which is quite possibly Tolkien's masterwork. It's wonderful, but it's very difficult at the beginning. Okay? I got the audiobook and read along with the audiobook. And I checked out the audiobook from my local library, which was free, right? So I had the book. In fact, it's this book right here. I was reading that, loving the pictures and the artwork and all that stuff, but man, I just could not get into the story. You turn on that audiobook and you're reading along. At least for me, it helped to understand how to pronounce some of these crazy names. So it helped me get through it. And then I started loving it. And I'm like, this is wonderful. And then I moved on to Unfinished Tales, which is another one that's just, oh my God, there's so many crazy, awesome things in Unfinished Tales. But then at that point, you start kind of reading, bits and pieces of the same story multiple times, different versions. And that's where a lot of people will totally tune out of Tolkien. But I read all of the history of Middle Earth with no audiobooks. And I'm glad I did it. I probably won't ever go back to them though. It's just the truth. Now that I can tell you pretty much everything that's in these books, or at least, hey, this is what's here. I don't need to read them again, except for these middle white ones. I don't know why I'm talking about Tolkien again. You didn't actually ask about that, but these are about the making of the Lord of the Rings, which was kind of cool to see how things progressed as he was writing the story. That Strider or Aragorn was originally a hobbit, and was it Bingo Baggins? Bongo, I remember. It was the crazy names, right? And the way that everything progressed, and then realizing when he got to it, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, I got to rewrite this chapter in The Hobbit when Bilbo gets the ring. I have to rewrite it because it doesn't make sense now with what I've written in Lord of the Rings." So he went back and did another edition of The Hobbit and took out that version of, the story where the riddle game, they play the riddle game in the original version. Gollum just is like, "Okay, you won, fair and square. I'll show you the way out. Let's go." And he's all friendly. That has to change that. So there's a lot of cool things about that. Yeah. But yeah, I would say if an audiobook is available, I would try that. And if not, it's just a matter of saying, okay, I'm going to read so much per day, or, set yourself some time. Like I always read typically at the end of the night when I'm about to go to bed. It helps me. It almost like gets my brain shutting down a little bit. You know what I mean? And I just read and read and read. And like last night I read through like 30 pages of Lamort d'Arthur, and I'm happy with that. And I'll just keep on going. So yeah, there you go. That's really it. I would go fishing with lesbian fishermen, and I don't fish. Well, there you go. Exactly. That's what Melvor the Great is all about. Anyway, I'm at 6 copies of Harry Potter 7. Yeah, and yeah. There was a point where it was actually Lord of the Rings. I was thinking I'm going to collect versions of Lord of the Rings, paperbacks, hardbacks, and then starting to see how expensive those were. I said, nope, because I don't, again, people, in fact, I think somebody in chat once asked me, hey, would you ever want like a first edition or first print of Lord of the Rings? And I'm like, no, because I'm not a steward of history. I don't want to be, I don't want, there would be pressure for me to have something that valuable. I don't want that. I want to enjoy my books. I mean, the rarest thing I have is this book that I got from Chief, which is worth around $150, $200. But that's as far as I want to go with it. I don't really want to get something that's going to be like, I'm afraid it's going to get messed up. And I still need to get some sort of protective sleeve for that. I got to figure that out. I keep forgetting about it, and I need to do that. But yeah, that's how I look at it. So there you go. So it's like a heaven on earth. Robert Rivera, yes, it is sort of, but it's almost like a different dimension. Men are not allowed because they're not eternal, but it is sort of like a heaven. Kind of. Yeah. I'm struggling with Carbonite, welcome. Still struggling with 3 body problems, started in April. Wow. Yeah, see that one I did read the audiobook and I flew through it because, you can. When you're reading an audiobook, you can, and even if you lose a little bit, you're like your body your brain like tunes out for a second, you can quickly resume. I'm telling you, that was the way to do that one. Now, I still have book 2 and 3 to read, but that's far down. I figure I want to read book 2 before the next season of 3 Body Problem on Netflix comes out. Because I didn't watch the Chinese series they did. But yeah. Hopefully it's a lot cooler up there than them Dallas chaps are going through. It is, I don't know. Cosma 70 with nice breeze coming into the house. Oh man, that sounds beautiful. You've heard it here first. Brad Bird is rumored to be a real bird disguised as a human. Wow. By the way, did you like my Batman Neon Nightmare or did it suck booty? Slades, is that the I haven't watched it yet. I was like, did I see that? No. That's the one that I downloaded during the show. I still haven't watched it. Did anybody else watch that? Let's see. What's everyone's thought on Twisters? I'm gonna see it. I mean, the original movie is one of those movies where, I grew up with my dad was in this group called Skywarn, and they were basically, amateur storm chasers. Okay. So I learned a lot about thunderstorms, a lot about tornadoes as a kid. Twisters is complete hogwash, and some of the science is actually pretty sound, and then some of it is like, that's dumb. There is no way that you could survive that by, holding onto a pole. There's no way. There was a lot of weird stuff in that movie. That being said, it was extremely entertaining. Great soundtrack. Bill Paxton, Philip Seymour Hoffman, rest in peace, the both of them. What's his name? Cameron. Helen Hunt was pretty damn attractive in that movie. I mean, the movie had a little bit of everything. Jamie Gertz, who we recently talked about in the Discord as being the richest actress on Earth. Yeah, worth something like 8 billion or something like that. Crazy. But yeah, it's a great movie. It's one of those movies where the science is terrible, but it's an entertaining film. So Twisters looks entertaining to me. It may be absolutely stupid, but it looks like fun. And that's really what it's all about sometimes, isn't it? I mean, look, I talk crap about the Transformers movies, the Fast and Furious movies. But you know what? If it's entertaining and you like it, go for it. And that's how I look at Twisters. It should be some fun. Yeah. The Dashiell Hammett Book Club. Well, it's going to be a while before I even start on Dashiell Hammett, but yeah. Never heard of him till Rob mentioned him. Yeah, he's basically, when it comes to noir, which, if you like noir movies and noir storytelling, he's the guy. He continually comes up in conversations that I saw online about noir, and so that's why I want to read it. So there you go. Let's see. Apparently mortals die quicker in the Grey Havens, which means Frodo and Bilbo would not have lived very long. Well, I mean, yeah. But you don't really go into that, Their deaths being hastened, then they finally be at peace, kind of a shit deal. Well, that's the thing. It's basically heaven. Where sort of their souls live on, kind of. It's very strange, and the Silmarillion goes into that even further about like what happens when the first elf that died. What do? They're supposed to live forever, right? So they were like, so they had to figure that out. What's going to happen? And that's why a lot of some elves were reborn, and some elves decided not to ever be reborn. So it's very interesting. Some interesting stories there. Kind of cool. How far till next Retropalooza? I don't know. Can I just do this? Oh, I'm not sure because it says there's an error on the website. So I don't know. Soon. September, October, probably October. Wait, he read the last one. What? I'm not sure. I know, but I usually say nonsense, so it's all right to skip. But Lesbian Fisherman? Yeah, I read that. I keep hearing that Dark Matter book and show are good. I've heard that too. I am kind of excited about the about like House of Dragon. Of course, we've got the premiere of the next episode of Acolyte is going on right now. But yeah, there's that. I'm watching Acolyte, I'm watching House of Dragon, and I'm watching The Boys. House of Dragon is number 1 right now. We'll see. But I've heard that Dark Matter is very good, and yeah, I would like to watch it. Pretty excited for Rings of Power season 2. Here's the thing. I kind of thought in my head, at the end of season 1, I was like, okay, this is not going to be for me. This is for people who don't have the knowledge that I have with Tolkien stuff, because it's taking a lot of that stuff and breaking it. But then again, it's also kind of like Star Wars, like what we talked about last week, where I kind of want to watch it anyway because I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the world. And even if you're playing loose with some of the stuff, I still kind of want to see it. So I may end up watching it. Well, look, I'm going to end the poll, guys, because Strawberry Vanilla Custard came out of nowhere. And yeah, it won. So it beat out the coconut cream and the mixed berries. So this is what we're doing. We're doing the Mr. Custard. Now, while I'm wicking this up, well, actually, let me do it. We got to do the nuck first, right? Got to do the nuck. If you don't do the nuck, then you're out of luck. I don't know. But yeah, sadly, I'm watching anything Star Wars or Lord of the Rings. I feel that way too. What a strange bottle. Okay. You guys chose this. With 54% of the vote, Strawberry Vanilla Custard won. Second place was Coconut Cream. Third place, with only 8% of the vote, was Mixed Berries. Nuck if you buck. How much Nick do I use? 3 milligram when I purchase a store-bought liquid. When I'm making my own, I usually do 2 milligram. But yeah, 3 milligram, which is really the lowest milligram that you can buy except for 0 milligram. And I got to have some nicotine. So yeah. All right, here we go. Here's the Nuck. Just a drop. Simple drop. That's it. You can kind of see it. Okay, I'm just going to say this right now. I don't know about this one. This one's going to be difficult. Okay? Because off the Nuck, it tastes very medicine-y to me. Almost like a strawberry cough syrup. That's not a good thing. That's not a good... Here, I should probably be doing this where you can kind of see what I'm doing. But yeah, I'll just say off the Nuck, that did not excite me. Let that soak in. Let's turn the vape on. So while I'm doing this, I want to tell you about something else. On Thursday's Game Dave live stream, they did a game where some of the viewers wrote an AI song. Okay? So basically, you write the lyrics, you put it into this generator, and it generates a song, right? Now, you guys know I'm not a fan of AI in general. I don't think that you can, like I see people that put up an image and it's like this amazing, crazy image, and you're like, wow. And then they go, yeah, I created it by putting it in an AI thing. If you put in just some words, it's kind of tough to call that a creation, especially when it comes to art. But when it comes to music, it's a little different because you basically have to write the song, the lyrics, and then the AI will generate the song, right? I'll just say I'm not usually a fan of this kind of stuff. But there was one. So, okay, we got this on there. Put the tank on. Screw it down. Open the top. So the thing was, he played a few of these, some of the viewers generated these songs, and they were like, oh, well, we're going to pick the best one. And this one, it made me tear up. And I'm not even into the nostalgia part of like retro gaming or anything like that, video gaming in general. Like, I don't get super emotional about memories, around, oh, when I played Castlevania 4 the first time or something like that, I'm just not that into nostalgia in that way. That being said, holy crap. This AI song, well, you know what? We're going to play it. I'm going to play you this song because, well, she put it out there for everyone to hear. Ms. Moon is the one that generated this song. So while we vape this, we're going to listen to this song. Okay? So let me get caught up real quick. Hammett's a good place to start with Noir if you want to start at the source, but Raymond Chandler is better if you prefer something more accessible. Okay, interesting. Nuck if you buck. It's kind of like Hammett is the Robert Johnson and Chandler is like the Rolling Stones. If you can jive with Hammett's writing, you're good to go with the writers who followed, like Chandler, James Ellroy, Walter Mosley. Okay. You can tell if an image is AI generated, they almost look soulless. Yes. And yeah, those AI songs in Game Dave were a ton of fun. Yep, Game Dave is dope. And yeah, 8-bit, yeah. Eric wrote a couple of songs with Billy and I in mind, which was pretty funny. Pretty funny stuff. And I'm going to see if I can actually get those, or at least one of them, from Eric. That'd be great. Is it better than Christmas Robotica? It's different. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to play this. I'm going to try this. And there we go. So here we go. You ready? Here we go.
Another heat wave comes my way, passing hot ramps as I drive to work extremely late. Speeding down the road with what feels like 108, but it won't be enough to save me today. Wishing I could call out sick and get to that backlog getting larger than my stack of bills. When did the heat start to suffocate my will? When I close my eyes and remember the old fun summer times, traveling throughout the ages to change 1999, singing in an opera for the very first time. Oh, how I cried when the flower girl died. My best friends with me by my side, popping each other's balloons, racing to the finish line for bragging rights. I know I can't spend my life looking behind, but what a ride. I got that pixelated sadness, got that pixelated sadness. Being transported to another world, leaving my own for a while, borrowing games from that one boy who had it all. A sword with eyes that fell out the sky, traveling around walls to find a friend's heart, pretending to be secret agents. The goddess living next to me, and I didn't even know. My best friends with me by my side, some still here while others I had to say goodbye. I know I can't spend my life looking behind, but what a ride. I got that pixelated sadness, got that pixelated sadness. Those days felt like a long race. Mom says it's getting late, quarter cup of water left in hand. I run back home just before 8. Dad sitting on the couch reading away, asking me, hey kiddo, how was your day? My best friends with me by my side, popping each other's balloons, racing to the finish line for bragging rights. I know I can't spend my life looking behind, but what a ride. I got that pixelated sadness, got that pixelated sadness. Those days felt like a warm embrace.
So yeah, I mean, look, I get it. I'm reading your stuff here. From he's gonna start tearing up again, but this time from smoking Robitussin. Yeah. This is not great. It's not great, but I'm gonna give it. Like I said, a lot of times this just happens. Sometimes you have to go through a tank, and then it'll start to kind of open up. I guess I don't know, and it'll get better. Right now, it tastes very cough syrupy, or it does. It's so artificial that it's kind of off putting. The strawberry is not a juicy, like realistic strawberry. It's very candied. It's very artificial, and it's not great. It's just not great, and that's because of whatever strawberry. Because I have strawberries like this, as far as flavorings. I have flavorings that taste like this, and it feels like a lot of times what you have to do is you have to do a mix of like a fresh strawberry, like a ripe strawberry flavoring, and a and a more candied, sweet strawberry. This is too much on the fake side. So yeah, the thing is, it's almost good, but like I said, maybe I need to go through a tank, to see. But so far, it's just a meh. It's just a meh for me right now. But I see what you guys said about the AI song. I get it. I understand it. That it feels soulless. It feels but the words hit so hard. Like I don't know. It brought up memories of playing games with my friends and spending the night and playing video games all night and all that. You know what I mean? It was very sweet. And not at all, if you were in the Game Day chat, everybody was kind of blown away. Like, okay, all of these songs were goofy and stupid and fun, and yet this one comes along and you're like, holy crap, I didn't expect to feel. You know what I mean? So I wanted to play it. I know she probably didn't know I was going to stream it and play it on stream, but I wanted to play it because, I liked it. So there you go. I wish there was a real singer that would hit hard. Yeah. Yeah. I know. Christian. Damn though. Right? See, here's the thing. It doesn't take a whole lot of talent to try to fit what this song is going to generate. What takes talent is making you feel something. And I got to say, I listened to that and I felt something. And so I just wanted to share it. There you go. It sounds like multiple other AI songs people have shown me. Yeah, exactly. But again, that one was different. If a real artist covers it, is all you need to seal that connection, right? So would AI sue if we use the lyrics? I doubt it. I don't know how that works, but honestly, ain't bad, right? But yeah, the strawberry is always wonky. See, the thing is I've perfected in the juices that I've made, the flavorings or the flavors that I've made, I've perfected that balance. I'm like, okay, I don't need to use more than say 2% of this strawberry versus 3 or 4% of this ripe strawberry. It's too much. If you let that the sweet strawberry or the candied strawberry get too high. So I knew I chose the right flavor, which did not win. Just say it was soulless. Just say I said it was soulless. Call you out. Well, Ricky, I'm just saying I get it. I understand that because I feel that way with a lot of AI songs too. But more than anything, I wanted to share the lyric ability, the story of that was kind of beautiful. So wrote a prompt for a hip-hop song about a dungeon exploration quest, wrote names of heroes and enemies in S to make it through to the end of the quest, and every verse and chorus progressed. So funny. Yeah. When you submit to AI music generators like Suno, you own the copyright to the lyrics, but the music is there so long as you're on the free tier. I can post it to the Discord. You should. The voice is soulless. That's not wrong. No, and I'll agree with you. But like I said, it was more about the whole idea of it was something that a computer couldn't generate. You know what I mean? So yes, I agree with you. The music is a certain way, the way that it sings is a certain way. But like I said, I felt something. But there you go. Now let me try this again. It's actually better through the nose. Because it's almost like different receptors are taking over. Yeah, 2045 music will all be AI. Yeah. AI music is fun, especially when you write your own lyrics and make funny stuff. Results can be funny like a good round of Mad Libs. I agree with you. I agree. Dude, I'm telling you, there was one that Eric made when we were in Retropalooza that had Billy and I both cracking up. It was really funny. So yeah, it's definitely possible, but it's just not my thing. So when Dave said, "Oh yeah, we're gonna do this contest," and I'm like, "Okay, well, I'm out on that." And then when I heard it, I was like, "Okay, this is kind of fun or whatever. It's hanging out with Dave and then the rest of the chat, and it's fine." But then that song came along and kind of smacked me around a little bit, made me tear up. So it's not bad, but I have a feeling like okay, I'll put it to you this way: when you have ice cream, you don't want the flavor of like strawberry bubble gum. You want the flavoring of like real strawberries and cream, right? That's where I think this gets it wrong. It tastes too much like strawberry bubble gum instead of strawberry ice cream. That being said, it could grow on me. So I'm gonna have to reserve judgment until next week, until I can get through a whole tank of this. Because if I vape that much in here, the smoke alarm will go off, and you won't be happy. I won't be happy. My wife definitely won't be happy because it sets alarm off on the whole house. Nah, we're not doing that. So we're just gonna should let that do a thing. Put it in the your own content tab. Do it. The good. Just think how lazy we humans will be in 10 to 20 years. Exactly. I mean, Wall-E is coming true, guys. It's going to come true. It's going to come true. I'm going to listen to it in the Jinzu after the show. I'm going to listen to it. So let's get into some news. A little bit of news. Don't have a whole lot. But the Harry Potter HBO series find its creative team in the Succession duo, Francesca Gardner and Mark Mylod. I don't know if that's how you exactly say his name. But okay. Here's the thing. I was like, I don't think they need to do Harry Potter as a series. I just don't think you do. But it's HBO doing it. And not only that, you've got the creative team from Succession doing it. Okay, I'm kind of excited. I'm kind of excited for it because that sounds like it could be good. And each season will be a book. So I don't know if that means, hey, I don't have the books in here. But books 1 and 2 are pretty short. 3 gets a little bigger. 4 is crazy big. 5 is super big. 6 is super big. And 7 is super big. So they get longer as they progress. So does that mean that maybe the first couple of seasons will be like 8 episodes and then it'll start being 10 episodes or 12 episodes? I don't know. Your voice is sounding real strong, by the way, today, Rob. Sounds like you go easily for another 7 hours. 7? No. Maybe another hour and a half. Maybe. We'll see. But look, all I'm saying is that this is going to be something to keep an eye on. Because I don't know if you've watched Succession, but holy crap. That is an excellent show. And if they can bring that same sort of quality to this Harry Potter series, we could be in for something really special. Could be really special. Now, by the way, I just saw this on here. Netflix lands get out of here. Artist Equity's crime thriller R.I.P. starring Matt Damon and Ben Affleck with Joe Carnahan directing. That's interesting too. I didn't even that was something that must have come up later. It's the vape. I don't know about that. You think it'll get longer each season? I mean, it makes sense because those stories are much larger. And if you want to do those stories credit, I mean, of course there are things that you could cut out, especially when you're doing an adaptation, but I mean, it could be pretty cool. Now, here's something else that I'm just going to talk about really quick, and then we're going to see some pictures. Okay. I don't know if anybody here has seen the Broadway show Wicked, but apparently it's fantastic and it's, oh my gosh, people love it, blah, 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 blah. And they're making 2 movies out of it. And the first movie was supposed to come out at the same time as Moana 2. Now, if you look at that, you go, okay, singing and dancing about the Wizard of Oz, Wicked, and Moana 2 seems like it's the same crowd. So they decided to move Wicked up a little bit. And by a little bit, you might think, oh, what, 2-3 weeks to try to distance itself from Moana 2? No, 5 days. They moved it 5 days sooner. And it's going up against this movie. So these are the first images from Gladiator 2 Electric Boogaloo. Ridley Scott coming back to direct. That's Paul Mescal on the left. Of course, that's him. Pedro Pascal. Yeah. Here's another look at Paul Mescal. And here's another look at Pedro Pascal. And here's a look at Denzel Washington. And here's a look at Connie Nielsen. Who, I gotta say, Connie Nielsen looks amazing. Like, right? She looks great. She looks great. I'm not sure who this actor is, but that's another picture for the movie. Of course, this is all from Vanity Fair, their first look. If you couldn't tell by the Vanity Fair first look emblem that's on every image here. But yeah, so here's Ridley. I mean, look, I don't know, man. I don't know about this. I don't know about Gladiator 2, but here's the thing. I'm a big fan of Ridley Scott. So yeah, I'm still interested. And you know who that is? I'd do a double take. That's Eddie. That's Joseph Quinn. So, wow. Who is just recently in Quiet Place Day One. Yeah, so look, I gotta say, this looks, I mean, it looks good. It looks good. Now, who can tell at this point? Who can tell if this movie's actually going to be good? I don't know. All I can say is it looks good, and the actors look good. I mean, again, I have to go back to Connie Nielsen. Holy crap, she just looks great. Denzel looks at home. I mean, look. I mean, this movie could be great. It could be absolute crap, but it could be great. So there you go. There you go. I feel bad for the unsuspecting child actors that won't fully realize how much work it is. Oh, the AI? Yeah, well, I mean, there you go. Mo Wicked. I can't wait to see the Death Day party in season 2. Oh, yes. Yeah, something that was cut out of the original movie. I had to go back to think about, okay, what did we talk about? He's going against the mountain again? And not Gary, welcome. Yo, 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 what is up? Hey, you missed it. You missed it. They chose the strawberry vanilla custard. I think if you were here, you might have chosen something different. But yeah, this is what they chose, and it's fine. It's okay. We'll see. It tastes kind of artificial and not great. Does Connie Nielsen look good adjusted for inflation, though? I mean, Bucho is bringing up the valid points tonight. Let's all give Bucho a round of applause, shall we? Good job, Bucho. I mean, that was a hell of a callback. I mean, I don't know if it made a whole lot of sense, but it sure was a callback for sure. It looks right so far, right? I mean, it looks like it could be good. Robbie, do you like movies about gladiators? You ever seen a grown man naked? Yeah. Um, actually, I love the first Gladiator. So Ridley Scott is best at hit or miss. Do you mean is at best hit or miss? I think The Martian is his best movie is made in the last 15 years. Well, Matt Walls, here's the thing. I'm a huge Ridley Scott fan. I don't know if you know this, but there is a whole group. There's a few. I need to do more. The Ridley Scott Review-a-thon, where I'm going through Ridley Scott's entire filmography and watching every Ridley Scott movie. And overall, I'm very impressed. I love Ridley Scott. Okay. And the part of the reason why I love Ridley Scott is not just his movie making, it's his willingness to share what it's like to film these movies and what is important to him. So he does commentaries on almost every disc, and I love that about him. And yeah, I just enjoy Ridley Scott. I know that he's not everybody's favorite, and I know that he's made some stinkers. But I also think that in the movies that people think are stinkers, I really enjoy them. So, and we'll talk more about that a little bit later in the show. Did you see that trailer of that Tom Hanks movie Here? I did. What a strange concept for a movie, but that's Zemeckis. Zemeckis always thinks really outside the box. It could be really interesting, or it could be one of those, oh, that was, I don't know. I didn't really feel much watching the trailer, but I can see how, in the right way, that story could be really, really interesting. But we'll see. I didn't choose it, the other people did. Well, I'll tell you this, Ricky. That's okay. I understand. But look, it's the thing, man. I got to tell you, out of the three, this one sounded the best to me. Strawberry vanilla custard sounds amazing. It's meh. But that's the way this goes. That's what's so interesting about it. And what's also nice is that I wouldn't say I got a deal, but I got these for not that expensive. So I'm not too bummed about it. Even if they all end up being crap. Okay, if they're all crap, that's going to be annoying. But you know what I'm saying? How many vapors are in chat? There's probably not a whole lot. But again, sometimes, look, here's the thing. And this goes for any content creator out there. You got to make content that you enjoy. And for me, I enjoy doing this. I think it's fun for you guys to see me hack and cough when something doesn't taste good or whatever. I think it's fun. So I just think I brought the liquid poll in as a fun thing to do in chat. I'm not going to sit here and this isn't a vaping show, but you know, yeah, it would suck if they all sucked. Yeah. The set is like the first Gladiator. Yeah, it looks like it could be good. But again, it's all about the story. You know, you can have great actors, you can have a great director, all that stuff, but if the story sucks, a great director is completely transparent of the process. Christian, do you mean that a great director doesn't bring attention to himself? Or are you saying that a great director can be completely transparent to the viewer? And because to me, that's one of my favorite things about Ridley Scott. I mean, his production design, his set design, his costuming, it's always perfect. You can say anything you like about the movies, but those things are perfect. And I love the look of his films. I love the way that he shoots. I love his process. But a lot of that appreciation came from listening to him over and over and over again, because I love commentaries, listening to his commentaries on his movies. Now, here's the thing. Steven Spielberg. I think most people will probably agree that he's probably the greatest of all time. He's the greatest of the last 30, 30 to 50 years, right? You would probably be safe in saying that Steven Spielberg is the greatest director of the last 50 years or so, right? I mean, I think most people would agree. Not transparent at all when it comes to what he does, like behind the scenes. He hasn't done a single commentary in his entire career. He's never done it. And I think commentaries can be so valuable to the future, right? Because it's not just about, oh, well, I want my art to stand on its own. Understandable. But I also want to cultivate the talent for the next season of directors coming in, the next group of directors, amazing directors that want to know, how did you do that? What was the thinking in making this shot? I love that stuff. Ridley does that. Very few other directors provide that sort of glimpse into his process, into the way that he does things. I love that about him. So I'm curious what you mean by that. You should do a Ridley Scott ranking vid, talk about least favorite to favorite. Oh, that's what I will do at the end. There's still Ridley Scott movies I've never seen. So, and I don't own them all. So, yeah. Make clouds? Do I really need to make clouds? Let me do this. Turn the fan on. I'm going to do the biggest one that I can manage. One. Just one. Okay? Just one. All right. Wow. Okay. You know what it is? I think part of that is it's the sweetener. It's so sweet. It has like too much sweetener in it. Maybe that's what's making it taste artificial. I hope that dissipated enough. But there you go. There you go, Cosma. You're welcome. But that's it for a bit. I'm sweet? No. Thank you, but that's no. Absolutely, like Peter Jackson, he showed us everything because he's in it for the love of the art more than anything. Yes, I agree with you. Peter Jackson's commentaries are amazing too. But like for me, I'm not gonna sit here and say that Peter Jackson got lucky with Lord of the Rings, but I feel more of Ridley in his movies than I do with Peter Jackson. If that makes sense. Peter Jackson doesn't quite have a style the way Ridley does. Like the way Quentin Tarantino does. In a lot of ways, the way Spielberg does. Peter Jackson just doesn't have that same thing, in my opinion. But I absolutely appreciate the looks behind, the behind the let me see the wizard behind the scenes. You know what I mean? Maybe Cameron's good too. Cameron's definitely, a visionary. If you think about it, we're really lucky to have so many visionary directors working at the same time. I think James Cameron is a visionary director. If nothing else, he's pushed the technology forward in a way that, the future is going to be crazy. A lot of the technology that he pioneered over the years, amazing guy. And you know what? I really like his style. There's a lot of things about Cameron that nobody shoots an action scene quite like James Cameron does. I call it the oh shit moment, where something happens and you're just like, whoa, okay. Christopher Nolan can do it. Denis Villeneuve can do it. James Cameron can do it. Steven Spielberg can do it. And Ridley Scott can do it. To me, those may be the top 5 right now, as far as directors that I can appreciate. Those 5, some of the best to ever do it. Talladega Nights commentary is a hidden gem because they do it in character. Oh yeah, those are fun. But like, I'm a movie nerd, right? It's not just the movie. It's I want to see behind the curtain. I want to see, like, one of the biggest, I mean, talk about one of my, I mean, seriously, I was annoyed when I got G.I. Jane, no commentary. Because that is a movie where, man, I want to peek behind the curtain on that. Not his best movie by a far stretch. Probably in the lower third, maybe the lower 25% of Ridley's career so far that I've seen. But man, I still want to know about it. I still want to know about some of the decisions he made. I love that stuff. It's a toss up between Spielberg and Bay. You just constantly want to push my buttons, don't you? Michael freaking Bay. I agree with Bucho. Not enough. More. That was a lot. That was quite a lot. Tommy Markle Jr., welcome. We were supposed to hang out at Retropalooza, but do not have the time because I emailed before. I never got an email from you, Tommy. At least not that I'm aware of. Did you email Order 42 Show at the Gmail? Because that's where I get my email. I disagree with that. Peter Jackson has unique style to me. Lord of the Rings, The Frighteners, Dead Alive, bad taste. Okay, that might be a problem. And the problem is me, because I haven't seen Dead Alive or Bad Taste. I haven't seen those. He's a pioneer for sure, yeah. Weird to me, Ridley Scott doesn't have a unique style. A lot of movies he directed, I had no clue. Okay, interesting. I got to go to work. I'll see you guys later. Stay chody. Hey, Styles. Have a good one, man. Thanks for coming in. But yeah, I mean, for me, it's I don't know. I mean, Blade Runner, man. Alien. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Look, here's the thing. I'm not trying to convince you that Ridley Scott is the best director of all time, because he's not, right? Most people wouldn't even bring him into the conversation. But I appreciate him for his, again, I love his production design, set design, costume design. That's part of making a movie. That is so important. If the costumes look bad, the movie looks bad. If the set design looks bad, the movie looks bad. And I love his style. I love the way that he shoots. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I can recognize that style. When I see it, I'm like, oh, that's a Ridley shot right there. You know? Yeah, no other director would have shot it that way. No other director would have no. I now there are movies in his the filmography that I've seen that I go, that didn't have any of the Ridleyisms, the Ridley stuff that I want. Like Black Rain is one of those movies where it's a weird movie anyway. The way that movie ends is so stupid. I hate the way that movie ends. But the thing about that movie is it looks fine until there are some, all of a sudden it's like, oh, holy crap, it's Ridley, you know? And Ridley and Tony basically developed a similar style, and then Tony went off on his own. And Tony's style differs from Ridley's in certain ways. Like, man, Tony Scott, he loved the Dutch angle, like a lot. There's a lot of Dutch angles in Tony Scott movies, but I like them. I like those too, you know? So anyway, but no, I haven't seen Dead Alive. Sorry. That's cool. Maybe I haven't seen enough Ridley Scott movies. Well, here's the thing. I understand. He makes movies all over, like, different genres. I get it. But, like, to me, one of his most important movies to his filmography is a movie that it's probably the lowest rated movie in his entire filmography. It's A Good Year with Russell Crowe. A lot of people hate that movie. Hate it. And they go, this movie is just bad. I find it enchanting. Like, I love that movie. And watching it again, I'm glad I imported the Blu-ray from Germany. Yeah, Germany. I imported it from Germany because I wanted it on disc. That's me. I like Ridley Scott. But it's I think it was that movie that made me realize that I like Ridley Scott. And the thing about Ridley, and this is something that, I mean, spoiler for the future summation of Ridley. To me, one of the things that I love about Ridley is there will be one scene in a script that makes him go, I don't know how I'm going to do that. That's a challenge. I want to make it just because of this one scene. Like, there's one scene that makes him go, I want to make this movie. Because I kept trying to figure out why he would make Hannibal a sequel to Silence of the Lambs. I mean, if I remember correctly, a lot of directors passed on doing the sequel, including Jonathan Demme and Jodie Foster, right? But he wanted to do it. There was something about that he wanted to do it. And I think I know the scene that he wanted to do that. So, I mean, it's weird. There are certain scenes where it's like, oh, that's the scene that made him go, I got to make this movie. And I don't know. I love that about him. And I love that he's willing to take risks. He's willing to throw caution to the wind and just say, this is the way I'm doing it. And this is the way this movie's going to be. Kingdom of Heaven. That's a good one too. Peter was my favorite director at one point. Wish he still made movies. Oh, I see. Yeah. I mean, hey. Anytime he's not throwing phones is a good year with Russell Crowe. I love that movie. Look, I know there's a lot of people that don't like it, but I love it. And in fact, that's probably one of my top Ridley Scott reviewed movies. Or as far as well, here, let me do this. Ridley, bam. $50, $243, $413. I got 413 views on a good year. No other review of okay, wait. 1492 got 688. Okay. But here's the thing. Views don't matter. I mean, they matter, but, you know. I think all new movies have to have too many scenes because they're always... I think all new movies have too many scenes because they're always talking. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Yeah. Not sure I know what you mean. But let's move on with the news. There's only really two more things. And they're really related. So it's basically one big thing. So, this might be outdated already. That Max and Paramount Plus could merge. Warner Brothers Discovery open to exploring a Paramount streaming joint venture. I'm not sure what we're talking about there, Tommy, but hey. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, HBO Max or Max and Paramount Plus could possibly merge. And it just basically says Warner Brothers Discovery has indicated early interest in exploring a partnership with Paramount Global to combine Warner Brothers Discovery's Max and Paramount Plus, according to sources. But here's the thing. Minutes before we started the stream, this came up. Skydance Media and National Amusements Inc. reached new merger agreement for Paramount Global. So basically, they've resumed talks. We thought that the, Skydance was going to be out of the game. Because it was Skydance, and then it was, who else was it? I can't remember actually. But Skydance is the one that I was like really excited about. So we thought that the Skydance thing was done and it wasn't going to happen. But yeah, Skydance Media might take over to Paramount, which means this whole merger, this news item that I put up about Max and Paramount Plus merging may already be off the table. I'm not sure. But there's a lot going on with Paramount, including, get this, announcing today that The Quiet Place Day 1 is coming out on July 30th on digital. Now, let me ask you this. Let's say you want to go see A Quiet Place Day 1, and you hear 4 days after it comes out, 5 days, that, hey, in just a few short weeks, you can watch it at home. What does that do to your willingness to go to the theater to watch it? It's a dumb move. I would not announce that, 5 days after it premiered. 2, let me remind you, Quiet Place Day 1. Now, again, Buccio might say, well, it's not for inflation. But it premiered higher. Its opening weekend was higher than both the first and second movie. I don't know about inflation, but it is higher than the first two. So why would you come up behind it and whack it in the back of the knees by letting every potential moviegoer know that it's going to be on digital July 30th? Kind of dumb. So here's the thing. I don't know what's going to happen with Paramount. Paramount has some great stuff. I actually don't have Paramount Plus right now, but I did enjoy. It had a pretty good service. Lots of great movies. Though the one regret that I have is I didn't watch it more, because they have a lot of classic movies on there that I know I haven't seen. So it's an interesting thing. An interesting thing going on with Paramount. I mean, it would be nice if Paramount was allowed to be its own thing instead of being swallowed up by another studio. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. We shall see. Paramax. I thought Paramount was going to merge with Showtime. They already have. Showtime is already part of Paramount Plus. But this is different. I thought Paramount was going to... Oh, I already said that. I believe that when me shit turned purple and smelled like rainbow sherbet. Huh? What? Paramax, Sky Mount, Dance Mount, Paradance. Who knows? I was just thinking, we need a Blood Omen remaster the way they did Diablo 2. Never played Blood Omen. So there you go. Not as bad as the HBO Max same day release for theater streaming back in 2020. Oh, Wraith, nothing's worse than that. Nothing is worse than that. But it was also a different time. Now, in a way, I understand the move. A lot of people weren't going to go to the theater anyway. But, to not talk about any of your stars or directors about that before you do it seems kind of shitty. Just saying. But luckily that has been remedied. Those people are now gone. Warner Brothers Discovery is under a different set of people who have their own strange outlooks. Look, here's the thing. We really won't know the effect of that still for a couple of years. But it will be interesting to see if Warner Brothers can retain its well, I'm just going to say it. Warner Brothers was one of the best studios for the longest time. Can they retain that place? Don't know. And Paramount has been struggling. I mean, if it weren't for Top Gun Maverick, Paramount would have been in much bigger trouble much sooner. So, but again, all I care about are the movies, right? And this whole idea of a 32, 33-day window doesn't make sense to me. And it doesn't make sense to basically say, okay, we made $53 million on this movie. That's all we need. That's good. That's good. Why would you do that? And why would you, again, we've talked about this many times. Why would you train people to expect, oh, I don't need to go to the theater because in a month it'll be on streaming. So you're constantly training people through the pandemic. You trained people to expect the same stuff that was in the theaters at home. Now that the pandemic's over, you need to make it special again. And you don't make it special by giving it such a short window between the theater and streaming. They did it with Fall Guy, 17 days. It's ridiculous. Now, look, did they do that because the Fall Guy was doing awesome? No. Fall Guy wasn't doing awesome. So in a way, I kind of understand. But man, it was number 2 at the box office. Quiet Place, I mean. So why do that with Quiet Place? I just don't understand. I don't understand. But anyway. So yeah, that's pretty much all the news that I have. But I did want to bring up that today is, I believe, it's been 77 years. July 2nd, 1947. It's UFO Day, man. It's Roswell. Today. Did you know that? Today. Today's the day. And I just wanted to throw this out there for any of you that were interested, that Lou Elizondo's book, Imminent, Inside the Pentagon's Hunt for UFOs, will be coming out August 20th. Just in case you're interested, I know I will be making plans to read this as soon as I can. So there you go. There you go. And the thing is, look, some people have asked about the UFO stuff, and it comes up from time to time, but let's be honest, there isn't really much new going on right now. There's a lot of people saying the same things that we've been hearing for a long time, where I'm looking for when is the next hearing? That's what I'm excited about. When is the next official hearing, so we can quit, guessing. But I am interested in reading Lou's book. So I had to leave in the beginning. What did I miss? You missed all the things. I don't know when you left. 2 more days, we celebrate when Will Smith saved us from the aliens. Yes. Yeah. Welcome to Earth. But yeah. Mr. Rob, they've been here for a long, long time. Yes. Yes. Happy UFO Day. Yes. Happy UFO Day, everybody. But look, here's the thing. I know that this might seem like I'm stealing ideas from other people, but let's be honest. Filbert had a great one. It is movies you hate that everyone loves, and movies you love that everyone hates. Does anybody have a movie that you love that everybody seems to dislike or hate, or vice versa? Pop them in the chat. Let me know. Let's talk about it. I'll give you one of mine. This is a movie that I wouldn't say that I hate it, but I definitely think is a bit overrated. Okay? A lot of people talked about, oh, I didn't see it coming, blah, blah, blah. No, hashtag no spoilers. But the movie is Arrival. I know. It's Denis Villeneuve. It's Jeremy Renner. It's Amy Adams. It didn't do it for me, because the whole ending I figured out an hour early. It's one of those movies where I don't understand why Or I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say it like that. It feels like it almost felt like it was elbowing me in the ribs at the end, going, isn't this amazing? Isn't this twist amazing? And I'm like, no, I figured it out an hour ago. I got this. So there you go. I thought you meant Charlie Sheen Arrival. No, Arrival Denis Villeneuve. Now here's the thing. I will say this, and I will say this with, whatever. I'll preface this. Well, it's too late. You've already said it. So it's not a preface. As a postscript, I should say, I will say I've only seen it once. I need to see this movie again. And the thing is I own it. I own it digitally, I think. But I do need to watch it again to see if it, if it hits me different. Wow, that just kind of snuck up on me. But yeah, meh. It's just a meh for me. I left when you were talking about Inside Out too. I still don't know what that means. You'll have to watch the stream. I can't. I'm not going to recap the entire stream for you, other than me giving you props for telling me about out of the past. Out of the past. Yeah. Yeah. Batman v Superman. I loved it. It's one of my favorites of all time. Okay, bring it. Here's the thing. I don't have any hatred for that movie. I don't think it's fantastic, but that's fine. I'm really glad that you like that movie. There's a lot of things I really dig about that movie. But there are also things where I feel like, okay, let me say this. I'm not as big into Superman as I ever was about Batman. Batman, I've read so many different comics from so many different stories and different arcs from different periods in the life of Batman, right? Or the Batman's history, all the way back to the beginning. I read stuff from the 30s, from the 40s, from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. I've read all kinds of Batman. This Batman feels very meh to me. I love how Ben Affleck portrayed him, but I'm not a fan of some of the things that go down in that movie. But that's fine. That's fine. For me, it was Denise Dune's parts 1 and 2. Yeah, there you go. See, Shazama doesn't like The Amazing. Just kidding. I get that. I totally get that. Dune part 1 and 2, I can totally understand why somebody wouldn't like it. I can. But I also think that for me, that's one of those movies where even with the few nitpicks that I have in those movies, there's so many elements of those that I love. So there you go. Blade Runner. God, that movie sucks. JK, JK. Oh, right there. I was pointing at my Area 51 sign, but no. Happy UFO Day. But yeah, I look, I totally understand when people don't love Blade Runner too. But see, the Blade Runner is one of those divisive movies though. Like, that's not one. There are a lot of people that don't like it, and then there are a lot of people that really love it. Right? And I'm one of those that happens to love it. I was always in the middle on that one. Like, I couldn't understand the people that hated it, but I also couldn't understand the people that completely loved it. But it was, again, watching all the different versions of Blade Runner and then listening to the commentary track. It made me realize how much I appreciated Blade Runner. And then the more I watched it, the more I appreciated it, the more I got out of it. But that's one of those things where telling someone, oh, you need to watch this movie. You need to watch the movie once and then watch all the different versions of the movie, then listen to the commentary, and then you'll love it. Nobody's going to do that, especially if they don't like it the first time. So, Blade is another good one. Are you excited for the new movie coming out? The original Blade? Like, as in Wesley Snipes Blade? Because that movie's great. That movie's awesome. I really like Steven Dorff as, what's his name? He had a really cool name too. It was almost like I feel like a lot of people, a lot of let's just say young men, it's almost like they put in a name thing in a generator to make it sound like dark and mysterious, and he's got one of those kinds of names. Steven Dorff's character. What does anybody remember his name? Do I need to look it up? 'Cause I will. I will totally look it up. Steven Dorff Blade. Wow, he's only 50 years old. I didn't realize he was so young. For some reason, I thought he was older. Deacon Frost. Come on. Deacon Frost. That's a badass name. That sounds like a Final Fantasy name or something. But yeah, Deacon freaking Frost. So, I love that movie. It kind of ends kind of dumb, but the fight between him and Blade is kind of dumb. But I love that movie. I think the movie's cool. I haven't watched it in a long time though. I wonder if it holds up. That techno song is too good. Dude, the whole soundtrack is good. I'm not excited for the new Blade. I like the original Dune movie better, but the new ones are still good. It took me 4 times to try to watch the original Dune for me to get through it. I actually liked the Dune miniseries better than the, what's his name? Director. I'm going blank on his name right now. How do I do that? David Lynch. Jeez. But yeah, I actually like the series better because I watched the entire series, which covers all the way through Dune Messiah. But yeah. Blade Runner's okay. I did like 2049 better. Totally understandable. 2049 is really good. I mean, it's really good. It's impossible for me to pick on that because I love that original movie so much. But yeah. Not a fan of The Batman. Great cinematography and atmosphere, but very forgettable. I will say that movie should have ended at around the 2/3 mark. I feel like it overstayed its welcome a bit. But I do enjoy it. And I'm really looking forward to the Penguin. We never talked about that, by the way. That Penguin trailer looks badass. I am so excited. And I love Colin Farrell. Colin Farrell is one of those actors that I pretty much give him leeway to do whatever he wants. And if he wants to do it, I want to watch it. I still need to see Sugar. That show on Apple TV Plus. I heard it's good. I haven't watched it yet. But yeah, I can understand that though, about the Batman. I really like Robert Pattinson's take on it though. I love that this is a period of Bruce's life that we really didn't get to see a whole lot of. And I really love the fact that he calls himself Vengeance at the beginning and then calls himself the Batman at the end. There's something about that I really dug. And it was just like he's more damaged. Like I don't see Robert Pattinson playing the Playboy Bruce Wayne version, you know? He can't do that. He's not in that place yet. His mindset's not there yet. His mindset's too dark. I like that. I enjoy it. It's a different take than what we've seen. So I enjoyed it for that, but yeah. Yeah. How about Conan the Barbarian, a movie you didn't like that everyone else does? Does everyone else like it though? Like everyone, a lot of people of our age group that grew up with it, yeah, they love it. But how many people really love Conan the Barbarian? I don't know. I just know that Arrival is on many people like Every time somebody brings up the best sci-fi movies of the last however many years, somebody's going to bring up Arrival. Dude, freaking Jacksepticeye. I love that guy. But he's got an Arrival tattoo on his, because he loved that movie. And I'm like, okay, but it's not that great. And Gamer Tamer 360, welcome. Good to see you. But yeah, it's not like it's yeah. I don't know. Wait, all of a sudden this updated and there's so many. Oh my gosh. Deacon was a great villain. Yes. It does hold up. I rewatched 1 and 2 recently. Okay. I never get tired of the way they did the CG transitioning into real time on Blade 2. Yeah, that's weird. That OG Dune movie is hard to watch. It really is. The pacing on that is terrible. It's just terrible. But more than that, the Dino De Laurentiis, his style and, a lot of his movies that he produced has this same very budget special effects look that I just cannot stand. I couldn't get through Blade 3 that much, what with Deadpool not being able to shut the hell up. Yeah. Fight with Nomak? Is that in the second one? I can't remember. I never watched the Dune miniseries, didn't know it existed. Yeah, that one is, I'll just say this, it's hard to find in the US. So I had to surf the 7 seas, if you know what I mean. Yeah. But there are I think they're going to release a Blu-ray set of them in America. I think Diabolic DVD, I think they actually have the Australian set. But it was like really expensive and I'm like, I want to watch it now. So I just downloaded it and watched it and then was like, okay, I see why everybody likes it. I prefer Denise version better. Jessica Biel got me through Blade 3. Yeah. I like Steven Dorff as Stavros in Immortals. Wish more people saw that movie. I never saw that movie. Wait a minute. Are we talking about from 2011 with Henry Cavill? Oh, yeah. Okay. I never saw that. I never saw that movie. Interesting. Penguin looks really good. Yes. Nosferatu looks really good. Gothic horror is right up my alley. I don't know. Everything I've seen from that so far, I love. So, just saw Baby Driver for the first time and I really liked it, but some of the characters and plot were all over the place near the end. Yeah, Baby Driver is another one of those movies that for a long time people really loved that movie and I watched it and was like, meh, it's fine. I think I ended up buying that one too. I enjoyed the Batman. Conan is amazing. That's just a world fact. We all love Conan. Everyone else loves Conan the Barbarian. Okay, well, here's the thing. I don't. So, there you go. I knew that one was going to come up, so that's why I was trying to think of something different. I need to rewatch Arrival 2. I didn't love it either the first time I saw it. Not because of anything to do with the revelation at the end, but because I didn't connect with the characters. Surely this calls for a Do You Love Conan poll. Yeah, I mean, look, we know what's going to happen. Okay, you know what? You want to do it? Do you love Conan? Oh, I can't do that. Yeah, I can. Okay, everything just froze on me. I didn't drop any frames. There you go. Dorff is real good in season 3 of True Detective too. Oh yeah, forgot about that. I forgot about that. Interesting. Rob, which do you enjoy more, Pretty Hate Machine or The Downward Spiral, and has it changed through the years? No. The Downward Spiral has always been, of those two, definitely my favorite. Pretty Hate Machine was too. Did someone say colon? No. No, Billy. No. But no, Downward Spiral was always my favorite. Wow, as soon as I typed this, Billy showed up. LOL, I was going to ask, how is that script coming along? Which one? It's going well. I'll just say that. Never watched it, so I can't say I do or don't like it, but the OG Conan was good. Yeah. Oh, look at this. Out of 10 votes, one person doesn't like Conan. Other than me, because I didn't vote. I can't vote. Yeah, I can't vote in the poll, so. The one you're allowed to talk about. Oh, it's pretty much done. It's pretty much done. We're good. Why does Jay like ass eat? Not sure. I'm not sure. More like lame chasers. But here's a movie that I love. And seriously, I love this movie. I am aware of its problems. I have discussed this movie's problems. But there's too much good. There's just too much good in this movie. And I know there's going to be people that are going to be like, what? You like that, but you don't like Conan? Here's the thing. I don't have to explain myself to you. But no, there is a beauty in the way that this movie is shot, in the way that this movie plays out. And I've told the story too many times that I saw this in the theater and someone actually had a fit behind me during the movie. Yes, I'm talking about Prometheus. And yes, this is the 4-disc 3D collector's edition. I love it. I love this movie. And there's a 3.5 documentary on Prometheus. Look, here's the thing. I know what you're going to say. There are going to be people that are saying, why would scientists take off their helmets? Why would someone who's, I don't know, the map guy get lost? I understand. There are many things in this movie that don't make any sense. But I don't care. Because I love it. I love it so much. One of the things that I love about this movie is that the violence is visceral and you can almost hear the bones crunching, the tendons snapping. So visually, insane. Insane. I don't think anybody can argue with that. Is there anything about that movie visually that you go, no, that's bad? I don't think so. And if you do, I think you might have a problem because the movie is beautifully shot. Costume design, set design, production design, all of it. Beautiful, top notch. But for me, again, I cannot divorce myself from that original screening. It's why the theaters are so important. Like every time somebody says they don't like Prometheus, I'm like, okay, well, during the surgery scene, did you have someone behind you having a fit, an epileptic seizure? Did that happen to you? No? Okay, well then you can't talk about, you didn't actually see Prometheus. But no, it's just, I love it, man. I love it. I love his style. It's Ridley. I love it. Okay, so there you go. There you go. And by the way, Shozama, it's Kull the Conqueror. Kull, not Krull the Conqueror. Krull is a completely different piece of crap from the mid 80s. Kull the Conqueror was a later piece of crap with, what's his name? The Disappointed, that guy. But yeah. Have you ever thought about writing a book? Many times, Derek. Many times. And that's part of the reason why I got this. I wanna bone up on my noir storytelling. That's why I'm reading Lamort d'Arthur right now. I've already got 2 story ideas in my head that I'm still kicking around in there, and every now and then I add to it in my head. I haven't written much down other than broad strokes. Um, but I actually think that, at least in my opinion, it makes more sense to write screenplays than write novels, because novels are harder to promote and, harder to get noticed. So, yeah. It appears that 12 or 17% of the people that took the poll did not enjoy Conan the Barbarian. Unless they didn't read and they thought I was talking about the talk show host, which I can understand that too. If you don't like Conan O'Brien, I understand that. I like both Conan the Barbarian and O'Brien. Well, there you go. Then you should have voted yes. Yeah, who was the one? You don't have to out yourself. If you don't like Conan the Barbarian, that's fine. I understand. I'm right there with you. Most of the people in here, they seem to enjoy it, but I just didn't. It's not my thing. Prometheus was pretty good. I really enjoyed it. See, Dimichi Lowe, hello, or Michael Michael Lowe, welcome. I didn't say hi to you earlier. There you go. I love everything aliens related. Why did the baby throw a fit? It wasn't a baby. It was a grown man who had basically an epileptic seizure behind me during the surgery scene, and it just added to the insanity of that scene, because that scene is tense. That first time you see that movie, that scene is tense, right? And then you have a guy behind you kicking your chair, and I'm going, what the hell's going on? And then realize he's having to be carried out. It was amazing. I mean, I know, look, I hope the guy's okay, but it added to the experience for me, and there you go. But Rob Conan has classic 80 Schwarzenegger. You got to appreciate it for that. I do. I can. And I watched it and I go, I totally get it. I totally understand why people have an affinity for this movie. The problem is, I did not grow up with it. I saw it last year for the first time and did a review on it. And basically had to talk about the things that I didn't like. And here are the reasons why it doesn't hold up for me. If I'd seen it when I was young, I probably would have liked it. The thing was, my parents wouldn't let me see Conan the Barbarian when I was young. So, and I never got around to it when I got old enough to watch it, because I just wasn't interested in the barbarian thing. So maybe that's part of it. But you gotta admit, Arnold's not great in the movie, right? Like, he makes faces and things, but he got a lot better, when he could actually speak English. So the Alien movies have really held up over time. They didn't get stupid. Well, see, here's the thing. A lot of people don't like Prometheus and they don't like Alien Covenant. And when I hear people say that, I completely understand. I completely get it, because I have the same problems as they do. But I forgive it because of the experience of watching those movies. It's so visceral, and I love this is going to sound creepy, but I love Ridley's violence. I love Ridley's violence. The birth sequence in Alien Covenant has got to be one of my favorite scenes of the last however many years. If you watch that scene again, it is gross, it is shocking, it is I love it. But it's not a good movie. Like, it's just not that good. Now, I will say, the Paradise fan edit that I watched, it's literally the most transformative fan edit I ever watched. It is. It's the most ambitious. I shouldn't even say that, because there have been some very ambitious fan edits, but this one, like I said, it changed Prometheus and Alien Covenant for me and made me appreciate those movies more. on another level. So there you go. So if you can find it, Job Willens, I believe is his name. Job Willens, Willins, Paradise. Basically takes Prometheus and Alien Covenant and does it all through David's point of view. Pretty interesting. I liked it. I just expected an Aliens movie and it was more about David and creation. Pretty good though. No, and I get that too. Just that one shot of Charlize doing a push-up, they should have used a different take. Are you kidding? Because Kroll is awesome. Yeah, see, I knew it. I knew there was going to be people that love Kroll. I'm sorry, but that movie is wow. It is, for me, I watched it recently because I was thinking about it. And then it was part of that 100 for 100 Columbia Pictures thing, right? That I bought through iTunes or Apple TV. So 100 movies for $100, and it was one of them. And I was like, shit, huh? I got nothing to do right now. I'm going to watch Kroll. The movie, there are scenes that don't seem to have anything to do with the previous scene. Like a scene ends and then something happens and you're like, what the hell is that? It's borderline incoherent. But I understand. If you grew up with Kroll, I did. I used to love Kroll. I used to think, man, that movie's so awesome. I watched it, like I said, last year, I think. Terrible. It was terrible. I didn't like it. But hey, there you go. So wow. Wow, Ricky. Someone I'm not gonna read that just in case. But that's kind of nice one-upmanship, I will say. And Kevin Sorbo, yeah. Kevin Sorbo is amazing. Really? How about a Do You Love Kroll poll? Nice, if you write a book, I'll read it. Well, see, Derek, okay, so here, I don't know how long you've been around, Derek, but I'll say this. I am writing, or I have written the script for what will probably be our next movie. And I'm talking about the Game Chasers guys, right? I also have two separate ideas that I'm, like I said, brewing in my head that I want to write screenplays of those. And they may not be something that, it may be something where I write it and then sell it. You know, it may not be something that I'm able to make. But I've got those ideas that are brewing and I'm really excited about them and I want to write them. There is an idea that I have for, it's actually a book series. And every time I think about it and I really like get into the meat of what I'd come up with what I've written so far, I think it's great. I love it. And I've never seen anything like it. The problem is I don't know. I'm at a point now where I don't really know where I want to go with it. And I just don't think there's a market. I mean, unless you're already an established writer, it is so hard to break into books these days. It's so hard. And I feel like it would be a waste. And I don't want to waste my time on something that's not going to go anywhere. So I would rather write a screenplay and see if that does something. And let's be honest, it's a lot less effort to write a screenplay than it is to write a 5-book series. Hope that makes sense. So, I'll read your book, then you can read mine when it's done. Okay. If I ever do that, I don't know. You got it. It's Griffian. I see why people like Conan, but I can't get through it. Look at this. Look at that. Hey, Deathstalker 2 is greater than Conan. I don't even seen that either. Did you enjoy the barbarian? Oh my gosh. Did you enjoy the barbarian stuff from Game of Thrones, the Dothraki stuff? Sure, but it's limited. You know, the whole movie's not based around it, or the whole show's not based around it. So I recently watched Friday the 13th for the first time. It was surprisingly good for what it is, but then that led to Jason X. Exactly. I I watched the first Friday the 13th and was like, "Oh my god, I actually like this." Then I watched part 2 and turned it off about 30 minutes in and said, "This is where it's going, isn't it?" Because people are like, "Oh yeah, Friday the 13th." No. Mm-mm. But that's fine, right? There's going to be certain things that work for some people and don't work for others. I don't like the other Friday the 13th movies. What is the best Pauly Shore movie, buddy? I don't know. I mean, In the Army Now. Okay, I'm not a fan. I've seen Encino Man. I've seen Biodome. I've seen In the Army Now. I couldn't tell you. He got by a face hugger behind you. I mean, kind of, yeah. It was. I'm telling you, it was. Again, it was a. Again, I hope the guy was okay. I don't wish him any bad anything. I don't wish anybody, to have a seizure in the middle of a movie. I don't want that for anybody. I can just tell you that I was sitting there intent, like stressing out because of the movie, and then that happened. And it just amped everything up. And by the end of the movie, I'm like, holy shit, a guy had a seizure in the middle of this damn movie. How great is this movie? So there you go. Are you collecting the McFarlane WB 100 years figures? If you're talking to me, that would be a no. I don't know anything about those. But we can all look at them. McFarlane WB 100. So Pennywise. What the hell is that? Oh, can't open the page. Ultimate Batman. Oh, that's actually really cool. That's actually really cool. That's really neat. Um, is that what is that? Oh, Lord of the Rings. Who is that though? What a weird pose. But why would you have Aragorn shooting a bow? I mean, yes, he does it in the movie, but it's just not the same. Ooh. Hmm. Not a huge fan of that sculpt, I gotta say. I have that glam dream right there. I mean, an actual. Not a fan of that sculpt, I gotta say. The Sauron looks pretty, and that goes for uh a lot of figures. Sometimes they just don't get the faces right. Why is this having such a problem? There we go. Oh, I thought it was going to be more than just 3 of them. So, yeah, I mean, no, but hey, good for you. I'll listen to Robin Wright's audiobooks. Okay. Just something I would like to suggest. Please give Melvor a big part in the next movie. Well, Derek, the problem is uh not our unwillingness to put Melvor in the movie. It has to do more with Melvor's availability than anything. So I would love, trust me, I would love for Melvor to have a part in everything we do. But I just don't know if that's possible with his availability. He's a 24-hour caretaker, so I just don't know if that's in the cards. Him being able to go game chasing now and then, different segments at a time, but to be, 12 hours, say a 12-hour day, 6 days a week, it's just not something he can do. So that may not be a thing. Especially if you both do voices for all the characters. Okay. Writer's block, I hear you. Well, true, Derek, yeah, but it's more about the fact that I don't want to put a lot of effort into trying to crack a story where I don't feel like the end result is going to be something that's going to make an impact. Now, let's say, let's just say, who knows? What if I write this one of these scripts and I sell it for however many dollars, right? Maybe that can be a thing where it gets me into certain circles where I can make contacts with somebody who might want to publish a book and actually put promotion behind it. Because books is just like music, it's just like movies. If you don't promote, no matter what you create, you can create the most amazing thing ever. But if you don't have the money to promote it, no one will know about it. That's what's happened with, honestly, it's what happened with Adventures in Game Chasing. I love the movie. I think we did a fantastic job, but we just didn't promote it the way that we, I mean, well, it was more about money. I mean, we just didn't have the money to promote the thing. So that's what it is with books. Yeah, you can write a great book and a great story. I mean, the Seventh Level. You know, if you've been around the Game Chasers, their streams and stuff, Billy's streams, the Seventh Level is in there all the time. Don't tell him I told you this, but I read his book, and his book's great. Like, it's really good. Like I honestly, I was expecting, okay, yeah, I'll read your book. I flew through it. I loved it. Like, I really, really enjoyed it. But he said he didn't sell very many copies at all, so he completely gave it up, which is such a shame because it's like I see talent and I want people to chase their dream, you know? And if somebody is really wanting to do something, it's kind of funny. It's part of the theme to the movie, but we put up walls, man. We put up walls all the time to say, oh, I can't do that. Or, oh, it's not going to be this. It's not going to be that. I put up walls. And it basically prevents you from, in a lot of ways, even getting started on something because you're afraid of, oh, well, I'm not good enough or whatever. The thing is, everybody has their own way of telling a story. You're telling a story at a party, to a friend, to a family. You are going to put your own spin on it, right? Just because it might be somewhat similar to something else that's already been done, they're not going to be able to tell it like you can because it's your story. So basically what I'm trying to say is I feel like cultivating talent, you know? That's why basically one of the mottos of this show is do the thing. So yeah, if you think, oh, well, I'm not good about this and, I can't do that. If you want to do it, try it. The worst thing that can happen is you don't finish it. The best thing that can happen is you do finish it. And at this point, I have written a screenplay. I never thought I would be able to do that. Never. I honestly did not think I was going to be able to do it, but I did it. And you know what? I'm proud of it. I don't care if we ever get to make the movie. I'm proud of the fact that I wrote that script. I'm proud of it. So I just say do it, man. Do the thing. But anyway, breaking into books is incredibly hard. I have experience. Very hard. See, there you go. Griffian, thank you for that. People that don't like Conan probably don't like that boring Prometheus. Probably like that boring Prometheus movie. Yeah, exactly. Doesn't Amazon have a thing now where if you write a book, it's print on demand. If someone orders it, they print it and send it. I think Eric did that. Yes. But how did he do? I don't know. I have my books on there now, and that's how they do it. Griffian. So I guess easy to publish, but still would need buyers, marketing. Yes, promotion. It's all about promotion. Just like, to me, I think that we made a better movie than so many different things I've seen on Netflix, on Amazon Prime. I've seen some real stinkers. And I'm not talking about Bigfoot versus DB Cooper, although I think we made a better movie than that. But I think Adventures in Game Chasing is better than so many movies I've seen out there. The problem is nobody knows about it. You know? There's nobody knows about it. So that's the thing. We have to promote. The next movie, we need to put a substantial amount of our budget into marketing. That's just the way it goes. And I hate the fact that we have to do that. I would rather spend 100% of the money on the movie itself. But the problem is, it's not enough. You got to promote that thing. That's why the studios are so, I mean, sure, you might have something like, well, Horizon. They marketed the hell out of it, and yet nobody went and saw it. But the problem with going through the studio system to get your financing is that in many cases, the studio will then say, okay, well, we're going to shape this into what we think will be popular for audiences. So we're going to take this idea and mold it into something we think is marketable. So we're going to throw in this and that and this and that. We're going to change this. Oh, you wanted to play this character? Well, that's not going to happen. We're going to get Kevin Hart or whoever, you know what I mean? So that's the kind of thing that it's a catch-22. Sure, you're going to have an almost unlimited supply of budget for marketing and all that kind of stuff. But you're going to have to give up the integrity of what you wrote in the first place. So it's very difficult. It's independent film is just difficult, Still not easy to publish, but easier. Melvor is a busy guy. Yes. I wanted this Gandalf from Asmus. Okay, it went into... Oh my God. Wow. That is pretty... That's insane. Wow. And as much as I love Gandalf, I still can't justify that. Vinny C, that who I be. Welcome, Vinny C. Promotion and advertisement, incredibly hard, yeah. What was Seventh's book about? I'll just say that it was a fantasy story. And again, it almost felt like a Dungeons and Dragons-esque fantasy story. But by the end of it, I'm serious, I wanted to read the next book. And he said, there is no next book. I'm like, ah! So yeah, to me, it's like, if you have the talent, try it. Try it. The worst that can happen is you don't finish. That's the absolute worst thing that can happen. If you finish it, at least you can say for the rest of your life, well, I wrote a book. And maybe that doesn't mean much, but it means it means a lot to me. Finishing, trying to make something and do something, create something. Instead of all these people online who that's all they want to do is tear people down. You know who I mean. There's a lot of them out there. I try to create something. And in the process of creating something, and you realize, wow, this is really hard. This is really difficult. So then you watch a movie that may have a couple of things that don't quite work. You give them a little grace. It teaches you that, wow, doing that. And then the fact that we made a movie. We made a freaking movie, dude. That's freaking awesome. The fact that we made a movie is amazing. But then you go, that was really hard. There was some really difficult things that through the process of making this movie, we learned so much. And in the process of learning that, it gave me more grace when it comes to the movies that I see. Which means that there are movies, when I give it a bad review, it's tough. It's tough for me to give a bad review. So, it's just one of those weird things. But anyway, Game Dave in Adventures was so funny. He was funny. And man, I just hope that if people wanted the Blu-ray, that they were able to get the Blu-ray, because there's so much great stuff on the Blu-ray. If you don't think Game Dave is funny, you will think Game Dave is funny by the end of that Blu-ray, because there's so much great stuff on there. He is so hilarious. So I mean, yeah, I mean, I love all those guys, but Dave, man, wow. You should feel proud at writing it. It's hard, and hard things are worth doing. Yes. It's, I mean, I know it's stupid. It's one of those cheesy things. People say it all the time. They put it on shirts. Do or do not. There is no try. Don't. I changed that or modified that to say, do the thing. Whatever it is, just do the thing. Don't try to do it. Do the thing. So, anyway. 30 centimeters and that detail is badass. Yeah, that's a badass sculpt right there. What are your books about, Griffian? A couple of different things. I wrote a book about my illness my daughter had. Then I've written a Christian devotional for men as well, and a couple other things too. But those two are the big ones. Well, wow. I'm currently writing a fantasy book that should be ready by the end of the year. That's really cool. That's really cool. I mean, again, writing one book, to me, is impressive. The fact that you wrote one book, but now you're working on your third, that's awesome, man. That's very awesome. Can we get a link to seventh book? I will say this. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, crap. I forgot the name of it. Wait a minute. I have to go in my... Okay, Okay. Oh, yeah, I was like, I don't remember the name of it. Where would I go? Okay. Not that. What the heck? Oh, digital orders. That's why. Hold. Okay, that's the last 6 months. Okay. May have been 2023. I'm not sure. There it is. Wait, is that the right? Let me see if that's the right link. Yeah. If he was here, he would probably be like, "Don't put that in there." But I got to tell you, I really enjoyed this. It was really fun. This is why Rob respects Star Wars. He made the classic fan film Shards of the Past. Rob, make shirts that say "Just do it." I'm sure no one will mind. I don't even want to say that name on this channel, Bucho. Look, here's the thing. If you like that guy, cool. No. I don't like him. I think he's a hate monger. And if it doesn't fit into his little world, then, but whatever. What do you think of Acolyte so far? Cool book cover? Yeah. I mean, like I said, I enjoyed this. You may not like it. There you go, Griffian. Griffian, I would love to hear what you actually think of it when you read it. Because I'll tell you this, it's not for everybody, and it's quite vulgar at times. But if you can get into the mode that book is in, it's really fun. Oh, and I will also say that it's not exactly PC anymore for the time that it was written and today. I'll just say that. But like I said, I enjoyed it, and I thought there was some really good storytelling being done there. Still can't believe Morgan Spurlock is gone. The supersized guy? Super Size Me guy? The Bear season 3 is good so far. Knights of Old. Did you know? Did you know that right now on the Kino Lorber sale, Babylon Berlin seasons 1 and 2 is $17.99 on Blu-ray. Season 3 is $17.99 on Blu-ray. Did you know that? Because I've been thinking about going ahead and buying them because of you. But they are available on the Kino Lorber website for $17.99 for here. I'll just show you. How's that? Bam. Oh, 700 plus titles for as low as $4.99. This is a great sale, by the way. If you're interested in buying some Kino Lorber products, a lot of them are on sale. Look at that. 2 Days in the Valley for $10. 12 Angry Men in 4K. $17.99. That's a hell of a deal. I own it. How about I just send you this link? Put that in the chat. Babylon Berlin. Blu-ray and DVD, $17.99. I'd say that's a hell of a deal. What is this website and why have I never been here before? Well, Kino Lorber is a manufacturer of Blu-rays, DVDs, 4Ks, right? They have movies like High Noon, Leviathan, Touch of Evil, Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, 4K. They're kind of like Arrow or Criterion. They're running a sale right now for these. So they're going to be cheaper here than anywhere else. It's cheaper than on Amazon, anywhere else. When they're running their special sales, it's the best. So yeah, Kino Lorber is a great one. Boutique Media, there you go. Have I ever read any D&D novels? No, I have not. But that doesn't mean that I'm not willing to try. But again, reading list. So yeah, of course, Diabolic DVD is probably one of the best ones here in the United States for that. But I mean, just think about all the different, there's Criterion, there's Arrow, there's Shout, there's Kino Lorber, there's Umbrella, there's Imprint, there's Radiance, there's a ton of different what do you call them? I guess they're manufacturers of DVDs. They're not a studio, but they're awesome. So yeah, my suggestion, my recommendation is go to Diabolic DVD, which is okay, good. There's no nudity on the front page because sometimes these releases get a little lewd, if you know what I mean. But yeah, go to that page and you can look at the different labels. And there's a ton. Look at this. Look at all those labels. Severin. I forgot about Severin. Second Sight. An amazing. Dude, Second Sight did this drive down here. Drive set is amazing. But yeah, what you can do is figure out, okay, let me look at all these different labels. Eureka. I forgot about Eureka. They're one of my favorites. Vinegar Syndrome. Oh, Warner Archive. I mean, all of them, right? So Second Sight is an amazing game. It's the label. But anyway, what you can do is go to their websites and sign up for their little newsletters or their little whatever. And then if they're running a sale on their own website, yeah. So Kino is, I probably have more Criterions than anything, but then maybe Kino, then Arrow. But yeah, great deals. It's fun. And of course, right now, Barnes & Noble is running their 50% off sale on their Criterion movies. So there you go. I finally bought the Criterion Collection Godzilla collection. Yeah, amazing. And if you got it from Barnes & Noble, you got a good deal. I've read many a Forgotten Realm and Dragonlance book. I can't believe season 4 of Babylon Berlin still not on any USA streaming service yet. I don't know what the F is going on. I don't know. But yeah, it's when it comes to boutique Blu-ray and 4K, I mean, I follow all of them on Twitter, X. I have gone to their websites and signed up for their little things. Yeah. Twin Peaks: The Return on Blu-ray. I mean, one of the things that I've done is I mean, no, not that I know of, Knights of Old, but I saw that the other day and was like, you know what? I need to mention that. Then forgot about it, the Kino sale, but then I saw your name and I was like, Babylon Berlin. Yes, I saw that. But yeah, there's just so many. There's so many different places that you can go for this stuff, and I mean, some crazy stuff. Getting pretty sick of having like 10 streaming subs. I mean, true, and that's part of the reason why. Like I cut out Paramount because it was gonna be what $200 for the year or something, and I was like, I can't justify it. April can't justify it, and I can't justify it. Let's not do it. So we didn't do that. We did sign up for Max though for the year. And we both watch the crap out of Max. We watch a lot of stuff on Max. Netflix is probably the one that might go next, but the problem is so much stuff just pops up on Netflix and you don't even know what's coming. They're the worst when it comes to promotion, you know? But look, guys, I am all out of things to talk about and energy. So I think we're going to go ahead and leave it here. I don't really have anything to promote other than, hey, not promote, but you know what I mean? Like, oh, coming up is I'm going to be doing a thing. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing next. I do need to learn DaVinci Resolve for reasons. And I need to write some things. Anyway, yeah. So look, I hope you guys have a great week. And yeah. Have a good one. Wait a minute. Yeah, we have cut down on our streaming subs too. We have Max and Netflix. Yeah. Get to writing, friend. Good seeing you. Griffian, thank you. 20 years ago, I used to watch movies more than once. Yeah, I have found that too. But for me now, I buy them on disc for the ones that I really love. You know, or it's just a great deal and it would be stupid not to buy it. Like when something's $5 or $6 or something, I'm like, I'm buying that. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great week and we'll see you next time. Thank you guys so much for the support. Seriously, just you being here and just you chilling, man, it means so much to me. So thank you guys. But you guys have a great one. Talk to you later. Bye.